and see if you're live.
Yeah, if it's a progressive commercial without Baker, then
No. Buccaneers won't let him use the facilities.
which one is he with now? Which one is he doing now? Is he doing like Wingstop?
Maybe. You'll find this hard to believe. I keep up with a lot of things about Baker Mayfield. His commercial preferences are not part of that. So
Well, I
he
know
might be
Why
with
think
Wingstop.
much on Popeye's Crunch?
Colin Cowherd
Dante
Buffalo
was
dreams
Wild
away.
obsessed with his commercials back in the day.
Well, when you're calling Coward, you kind of find the angle most people are not taking. And the attacking Baker Mayfield for his commercials instead of his subpar on field play is certainly one of those.
All right, but we are back, and I'm about to check this, and if it is not correct, Isaiah,
Gonna crash out on live, except not on live because the stream's not going.
it might just be me screaming at myself. We are back. All right, we're good.
You're gonna hear a slight echo here as I listen to this to make sure you can hear me on it. All right, it's working.
Thank God. Fresh off of a Caleb Williams rushing touchdown, apparently his first of his career. As the resident Vikings fan, how we feeling? How this first quarter's
Well,
going?
look, the fans didn't want to see that. Obviously, they're perfectly happy not seeing Caleb Williams succeed, but I am calm, cool, and collected. Ben Johnson was always going to score on that first scripted drive. I'm not worried about it.
Of course, of course. Ben Johnson already making that Bears offense more efficient, more effective. We saw them just kind of dice, just roll down the field. We'll see what J.J. McCarthy and the crew, what old Kevin O'Connell, I almost called him McDonald. What the hell is that about? We'll see what he
Yeah,
can
the
do.
O'Connell, the McDonald's, they're both Irish, Scottish, vaguely European names.
Carlos Santos, the 55-year-old kicker.
55 years young, Jackie. Ooh.
Miles Price. Oh my God. Miles Price annihilated around the 13-yard line.
I question what a gentleman that large is doing on kickoff team, Jackie. I really do. But hey,
That was a headhunt. That was a snipe, dude. He just caught him off balance.
you hate seeing that. You really do. Is that RJ? There's no way they've got him covering kicks. That's not right. As an interior defensive lineman down there on the kick return team or on the kick coverage team.
Hey, if the big boy can run, he can run. But we got JJ dropping back to pass, and he swings it out right. He's got a little bit of room. Gain of about 4. Gain about 4 or 5.
And not that much room, but you want Justin Jefferson working early. Get him his touches. Get the ball in his hands. Let him do something.
One of my fantasy games relies on Justin Jefferson getting some touches, so I'm all for that. Let's throw him the
How
ball a
many
couple
touches do you
times.
need?
I believe I need
What are
him
we
to
looking at?
get 23 points, which is very doable.
Ooh, that's a tall order. It's a
It's
tall
tall,
order for J.J. McCarthy's first game.
but it's doable. But we got 2nd and 6, single back formation. JJ McCarthy at the Vikings 28-yard line. JJ takes the snap, hands it to Aaron Jones, goes up the middle, but is immediately swarmed and taken down around the 30-yard line. That's a gain of 2, 3rd and 4.
It's a tough, effective 2 yards right there. Just keep doing that. Keep the chains moving. Eventually, you are going to pop one of those.
Eventually,
Get
Aaron
Jordan
Jones will
Mason.
get his work in. Aaron Jones is going to get his. We know this.
Absolutely. Although, personally, I prefer them using Jordan Mason early on. They're going to bludgeon it up the middle. Let the big running back get these carries.
Well, we got a 3rd and 4. Ball at the 30-yard line. JJ McCarthy in shotgun. JJ takes the snap and he's dropping back and he's looking under pressure, but he gets out, but doesn't make it back to the line.
Not very far.
Just tripped up, and that's going to bring up a 4th and 4 and a probable punt.
Back-to-back 3-and-outs, back-to-back sacks on 3rd down from this somewhat maligned Bears front 7. You hate seeing that.
It seems like they're trying to play it really safe with JJ, and I don't know if that's the way to go tonight. At least early on, they seemed a couple swing passes, maybe a route 3-4 yards down the field.
They also probably don't have a tremendous amount of faith in their blindside protection, which could be what's causing them not to try and air that sucker out. But at some point, they're going to have to bite the bullet and do it because, unfortunately, I think Ben Johnson's offense did come to play today.
But with that,
And we get a great shot of Caleb Williams.
getting his little chug of water. What is that M on the chest? I haven't heard anything about that.
Isn't that something for a McCaskey who died?
Oh, I remember that. I remember that.
Theirs is much bigger than what the Colts have for Jim Irsay, I believe, which, not to speak ill of the dead, but since we're in commercial break, Bears ownership has always had a rather high opinion of themselves. So
Yeah.
getting half your jersey taken up by a big Memorial M, that is on brand.
I'm surprised it's not the entire, just stretching across the upper half of the jersey.
Well, that's the City Connect edition of it.
You know what? This year we're gonna be the Chicago McCaskies. That's what we're gonna be in celebration, in tribute.
In tribute. I think they would like to win a game this year, so unsurprisingly they held off on that.
Now I've had this opinion on these commercials so far. Have you seen that commercial going around, the float? Everybody get on the float. That whole thing.
I have largely avoided commercials both due to NFL Red Zone and watching condensed games after the fact. But no, I have not seen that commercial. Should I pull it up so I can participate in this particular subject line or no?
Well, I can just describe it because it's fairly easy. It's just the NFL saying, like, everybody has a chance. And it's this big AI generated float with all the teams and all their fans on it, right? And I'm of the opinion if that actually existed, that would be one of the worst tragedies in human history. Especially if you got the AFC, North guys hanging around each other, the NFC East guys hanging around each other.
Yeah, you probably don't want to allow liquor on that boat when you get right down to it.
Not because people will be thrown off the side. And
Certainly.
It's just going to turn into a war, and that's not going to be good. New York hasn't seen a tragedy. I'll stop there.
And it's best to avoid the early stream 9/11 jokes. Save those for the second half once we've ingratiated ourselves to the audience. We can push the limit a little bit more.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Oh, look, they're celebrating the Bears' only accomplishment in the entire history of their franchise. We always got to bring up. Do you remember 1985? I don't. I was
The
born
answer
almost
is
20
no.
years later.
Exactly. Most of their fans were not alive for that Super Bowl, but oh, do they cling to it. Their pride and joy, and perhaps their only pride and joy.
Talk to a Bears fan or like Walter Payton, sir, you weren't a thought when Walter Payton was even alive. Do you understand that?
It really is hard to argue with people about the greatest running backs of all time when a majority of them have not seen the player they're calling the GOAT one way or the other, whether that be Barry Sanders, Emmitt Smith, Sweetness, Jim Brown, whatnot.
Right.
And that's not to discredit those great players. They're fantastic. We probably should talk about the game instead of trashing Walter Payton, by the way. He's got his own trophy, after all.
I mean, maybe we should keep trashing Walter
my
Payton. Maybe we should talk about the actual GOAT, Derrick Henry. You know what I mean? How about we celebrate that man?
I don't know, Jackie. That fumble kind of cost Baltimore the game.
What fumble?
Can he perform in the big moments? Is he clutch? Can he withstand Ed Oliver ripping the ball out? Damn it.
I'm wondering if Caleb Williams can withstand this lead, if he can substantiate this lead right now. It's 2nd and 10.
Unfortunately, I think he can. Oh, you are a little bit behind the stream.
Oh, I'm a little bit behind. Oh, he's
taken
taken off. 15-yard gain. Since I'm a little behind, I'll leave it to you to do the play-by-play. If you...
Oh, man, come on, man. I got to do the color. I will let you do the play-by-play. You'll hear an occasional damn it, but
I appreciate
I can just pause my stream for a second. Go back 15 seconds. The joys of watching on a tablet.
Let's see. That's a first down. Caleb Williams really getting his legs going early in this game.
Some would say Ben Johnson's trying to expand his horizons. Others would say it's because he can't use his arm. But
Ben Johnson said, you know what? I got a mobile quarterback. I'm going to use him. Jared Goff couldn't run to the offensive line. So now they got a guy that can run, let him loose.
Going from the least mobile first overall pick in living memory to Caleb Williams probably does feel like a breath of fresh air from the offensive play calling standpoint.
But we got 2nd and 5 for the Bears. Ball at the 43-yard line, I formation. Switching to single back. Caleb Williams under center. Caleb Williams, false start. Bears getting a little too jumpy. A little nervous of that Vikings defensive line.
It's getting loud at home. The booze already starting to rain in. Probably not, but. Is that Darnell Wright that was on?
That was Darnell Wright. Tennessee legend Darnell Wright.
A fantastic player. It is truly unfortunate that Jalen Carter went one pick after him.
Truly unfortunate. Caleb Williams takes the ball in shotgun, dropping back, and he is looking, he is scanning, he is taking off and sidearming it to Colston Loveland, who almost drops it. But he gains about 8 yards. That'll be a 3rd and 2.
Michigan legend Colston Loveland. He is always open. You just got to find him.
I forgot he went to Michigan. Which is
he had a
weird,
very forgettable final year.
Ago.
No, he was part of Davis Warren's 2024 passing campaign, which outside of service academies was by the numbers the worst in the FBS level.
But we have 3rd and 2. Caleb Williams
that is
outright. That's left, actually. And it's too low for Roma Doomsday. And that's a 4th down. That's a stop for the Vikings. A much-needed stop early in this game.
Don't count your chickens before they hatch, Jackie. This Ben Johnson fellow's bold. He is certainly willing to fake a punt. A fake punt deep in his own territory in the first quarter would be a showstopper move. I don't think they do it on 4th and 6. I thought that was just a drop pass, but you never know.
You never know. You're right. He is cut from that cloth, one might say.
Hopefully he's been washed before he exited Detroit.
But it seems like he is not taking from his mentor. And this ball be out around the 12-yard line?
Looks like it. Had a little extracurricular activity there.
A little jawing. Another night game where we see nothing but fighting. I'll tell you, man, when I tuned into Thursday Night Football, I was hyped up. And then we had an injury, a fight. Jalen Carter decided to spit on Dak Prescott. You know.
Oh, that's been one of my favorite moments of the week so far because you got the moronic did Dak spit first discourse. Just a non-football narrative to start the 2025 season. Perfect.
Was it
nothing to do with the game?
I don't think it was y'all that I saw, but someone was like, yeah, we're studying this like it's the Zapruder film. Every angle, slow motion, backwards, forwards, to the side. Did Dak spit on him first?
And the answer to that question is clearly no, of course. Dak Prescott spit on the ground, which you could say, oh, why is he doing that at Jalen Carter? Why is Jalen Carter walking up to the Dallas Cowboys huddle?
We might never know. Wasn't his attitude problem, wasn't that a thing coming out of college? Or no, I know
are you familiar with it was not just the DUI, but yeah, there were some questions about what's the word the kids use these days? Him crashing out at a moment's notice, being a walking 15-yard penalty, and also having some effort and laziness issues, although those kind of got hand-waved as being part of the draft process and them just not testing well.
A great player, well worth the pick Philly spent on him, but we can't be doing that. We can't be spitting on the opposing team quarterback.
Right on the Walter Payton Man of the Year patch, too. Have some shame, Jalen. Have some shame. You see the little gold things they've got on the MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, Offensive and Defensive Player of the Years, and Rookie of the Year's jerseys this year?
I did see that, and I don't get it. I don't mean to be the person that hates on everything, and I'm sure, it's not a big deal, but I just saw that and I was like, okay, I guess.
I mean, I don't hate it. It's a way I like the Walter Payton Man of the Year patch. I'm a big fan of that. That should be celebrated more than it is. So
Absolutely.
Starting off from there is the basis I get. And it's just some little thing you don't see unless you're looking for it. and it's only staying on for 1 year. Like Lamar's not getting one put on for last year's, and Josh Allen's not keeping his unless he repeats as the MVP, which he probably is the betting favorite to do right now. But just a little uniqueness and way of honoring the guys. But I definitely understand the perspective of just not caring about it.
But we have JJ
Better than putting a
McCarthy,
McCaskey M on the jersey, that's for
big
sure.
ass M on the right shoulder. But we have JJ McCarthy trying to get something started with this Vikings offense. He starts off a single back formation, tossing it to Aaron Jones. Has a little room, but gets taken down at the 25-yard line, about a 6-yard gain.
It's their first drive not starting behind the sticks, so you got to like that.
You will never say no to a 6-yard run on first down.
No.
That was not Aaron Jones. That was Jordan Mason. My fault. I did not see the number.
I was going to say, Aaron Jones gained some weight.
Aaron Jones looks a bit bigger. Been hitting the Big Macs. But we got single back formation
Shout out to
again.
Deebo Samuel.
And that's right up the middle, and that's going to be a first down. Another carry by Jordan Mason. Little 5-yard pickup. That's going to keep the chains moving. But that will be the end of the first quarter. The Vikings, 2 plays, 6-yard gain, 5-yard gain. It looks like they can get something started. The Michigan man leading the charge, leading the longboat.
Leading the longboat. We really don't call it the longboat, Jackie.
No, I'm trying to get in.
We call it the skull ship, but
The skull, that's dumb.
perhaps it is the longboat. Perhaps I'm the only one who calls it the skull ship.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do. The Titans don't have anything like that. So, I guess I'm speaking out of jealousy, you can say.
I mean, they got Broadway and cowboy hats. Although that's more of a Nashville thing than a Tennessee thing.
We got like a raccoon that stabs a sword into the middle of the field, and we're like, hell yeah, here we go. Here we go to get 4 turnovers and still lose the game, you know?
Back in my day, the Titans were a properly named organization, the Houston Oilers, based on the rich history of capitalism in the great state of Texas. And granted, not a ton of oil in Tennessee to be had, so I understand the rebrand, but going to Titans, never understood it.
Do you have an opinion on the whole conversation that is had every time the Titans play the Texans? And that is, who does the history belong to? Does the Houston Oilers history belong to the Texans or the Titans?
Oh, it belongs to the Titans, clearly.
Thank you.
There's most cases the team which packs up and leaves takes the history with them. That's my understanding. The Browns getting their history back because the history was just so unimpressive from God, who did Cleveland wind up becoming? Were they the Colts after they left? Or no, were they the Ravens?
No, that's the Ravens. Yeah, they left.
Who did the Browns become? The Colts left and became the Ravens. I'm trying to think.
No. The Browns left and became the Ravens. The Colts left Baltimore to go to Indianapolis.
Okay. You're right. I'm thinking about it now. I get it.
Yeah, Art Modell just wanted to go to greener pastures. He said I need to get out of here in order to win a Super Bowl. I can't stay in
Cleveland to Baltimore. Lateral move, but hey.
And the NFL was like, all right, how about we put you in the same division? And the Ravens have just killed it ever since. 2 Super Bowls to none. Several.
Never teams. Really a bad team. That's the worst part. They've never suffered.
No. To everybody in Cleveland. That's what got Bill Belichick out of there, too. So, honestly, when Art Modell died, I bet you Cleveland was jumping. They were celebrating. They were toasting.
Oh, speaking of toast.
Start the second
Come
quarter.
on, ref. Yes. I've seemed to have gotten a little bit ahead of you again.
You seem to have gotten a little bit ahead of me. Got a little celebration. But we got JJ an empty set. Let's see what he's so happy about. JJ dropping back, and he's scanning the field. He's looking. He's throwing deep down the field. And that is a clear pass interference. We cannot be doing this. Is that Tyreek Stevens?
I believe so. Chicago legend. No, it doesn't look like it actually. Not Tyreek Stevens on the costly PI for a change.
Just smothering Aaron Jones and shoving him to the ground.
If you as a cornerback feel the need to blanket a running back that hard on a little wheel route out of the backfield, you are probably not very good at your job, which given he's only playing because two members of the Bears secondary went down with injury, I question if he is. But hey, yards is yards.
Yards is yards. And that is a big gain. Bad mistake. Dennis Allen. I did not know Dennis Allen was the defensive coordinator for the Chicago Bears this year.
Oh,
They
yeah, man. They
dragged
got
his
on this
ass out of
offense.
New Orleans and said, you know what? We got you.
Who can blame Dennis Allen for failing in New Orleans? Oh, get him.
But we got his now first down from McCarthy taking off now. McCarthy showing off the wheels. A little bit of an 11-yard gain. Stumbled on my words. My tongue felt fat right there.
Well, watching JJ run like that, parts of my body get fat too, Jackie. We won't discuss that in the live stream.
All right, I see 9/11 jokes aren't okay, but
Hey, they're not okay in the first half. We roll with the punches.
all right, but that's the first down. Ball at the Bears' 11-yard line, it seems. That's the 16, way off. That's a handoff going straight up the middle to Jordan Mason, who gets to the 11-yard line. That is, what, a 2nd and 5, 2nd and 4?
2nd and 5, it looks like. You will not say no to a 5-yard run on first down.
Right up
And
the
Jalen Naylor is on the field for some reason.
Naylor, I barely know her.
Ooh.
Anytime a receiver switches his number to 1, you know he's just going to suck.
It takes a special wide receiver to pull the one off, and Jalen Naylor, God love him, is not that.
We got another handoff to Jordan Mason, who gets stuffed about 3 yards in the backfield. That's going to bring up 3rd and 8. Now, there's only one receiver who could pull off the number 1. I think whoever that cat is in New York, what's his name?
Malik Neighbors. Malik Neighbors, man, he might be on his way out of New York. Year 2, already fighting with Brian Dable.
Did he actually?
Not a good start.
I did not
Yes,
catch
he
a lot
yelled
of that
at him.
Giants game.
He yelled at him multiple times on the sideline. Then when Dable went up to him and tried to give him the old high five right there, pal, to get back into things, he just ignored the hand.
Damn. Got JJ 3rd
Now,
and 8
may not-
shotgun. We got a snap and he's looking. He's throwing. And did he catch that? They're saying that's incomplete. They're saying Justin Jefferson could not complete that. That's going to be 4th and 8 and a field goal try. Who is y'all's field goal kicker?
Will the Thrill Ricard, Alabama's finest.
Alabama's finest. Straight through Justin Jefferson's arms.
But I got absolute faith in Will Ricard on this one. He doesn't miss except for when he does.
That's all you can say about a kicker, really.
Indeed it is. And he didn't miss right
And he
there,
did not miss
folks.
that one. It is now 7-3. And see, ESPN is loading a lot quicker than I want them to.
ESPN as you beat.
So we're
What
gonna.
you gotta do is you gotta refresh your life. Are you on Stream East, Jack? Are you pirating this game?
No. I'm not trusting two
Constables
Raynors
have
in
been
Egypt.
informed. I don't think they're in Egypt anymore. I think they're probably an EU presence, though, getting tortured. But they made the mistake of taking the Shield's money.
Let's see what I can do here. A little midstream adjustment. I never hurt nobody.
Well, I'll go live and jump back to where I delayed it so I could be more in sync with you, and I'll tell you when we get back from commercial break.
Well, I'll just refresh the game. I might be in sync. We'll see. That's fine. It's a little experimental. Trying not to get too much in my head of how bad this sucks.
Trust me, I've been on worse streams. If you really do want to, and this would take having maybe multiple modders, I don't know, probably not. But if you wanted to, well, you could just stream a different tab, I guess. Live stream whatever you're watching in the Discord. Don't do that now because it might mess up your stream. But for future viewings, live stream it in the Discord, then just have the ESPN thing up in a different tab and have that stream. But you and the person you're calling with watch the Discord together.
Yep.
Does that make sense?
I think that might be the move. I should have played with this a little bit more than I did. But as we say, you live and you learn. I think that might be fine for now. Little too much open space for my liking, but we're figuring
We're
it
back
out.
from commercials and getting a beautiful shot of a blood moon in Chicago.
I might be 1 or 2 seconds behind you. We'll see. The scoreboard just popped up for me.
Yeah, okay. I'll tell you when I have them catch the ball. How about that?
That was a beautiful moon. I enjoy beautiful moon. One thing they always say about me, I'll always get a good moon shot. You know what I mean?
Exactly. We love those scenic skylines and anything else that might be referring to. And the Bears returner has caught the ball.
Yeah, I'm about half a second behind you. That's all right, though,
Uh,
because we're at the 20,
half a second's not
25,
bad.
30, and pushed out of the 35, but there is a flag.
Walk it on back there, big fella.
Walk it on back. Move her back.
Is it just me or is Ben Johnson looking awfully yellow? Does he got jaundice?
See, got jaundice. He needs to
Is
drink
the
himself some silver. You know what I mean?
maybe a little bloodletting? Get a few leeches on him.
Yeah, this lighting in the Bears Stadium, Old Soldier Field, making everybody look like a lemon.
Did you know they tore down enough stuff in Soldier Field over the past decade or so it no longer counts as an historical site?
I did see that. That's ridiculous. That's horrible.
Yeah, shout out to the McCaskies.
Put the McCaskey patch on your shoulder. But we got
Just
Caleb
put the patch
Williams,
on.
first
Shut
and
up.
10, looking to answer this field goal. He's in the empty, and he's dropping back, and he's looking, he's tossing, and that is DJ Moore at the 40, and he's at the 35. He's swimming, and he gets down to the 31-yard line. The Vikings' 31-yard line, massive pickup on first down.
DJ Moore is one of the more physically imposing receivers in the game. You can see the Vikings quarterback just try and push him off his route, fails entirely. And I don't know if that's a breakdown between Cam Bynum and his safety, or the safety playing too deep back up in there to replace Harrison Smith, who did not travel. But that is just not spectacular coverage. And then just stiff arm to the ground. You hate seeing that.
But we got a 1st and 10 from the Vikings' 31-yard line. Caleb Williams under center with one running back in the back. And he hands that off to him. Takes it up the middle, but tackled immediately for a gain of 2. Gain of 1, gain of 2.
DeAndre Swift. The name is ironic, folks.
DeAndre Swift. Most famous for being just another guy the Eagles had starting until Saquon Barkley.
Another 1,000-yard rusher in Philadelphia. Really, it doesn't seem that hard to pull off if you're getting 250 carries.
No. Ben Johnson locking in, calling plays. I would love to have a head coach who can call plays properly, but that's another story.
Hey, worry about that next year, Jackie. Callahan is on his way out already. Oh, cheating.
We got 2nd and 9, and that seems to be a false start. Back him on up.
Who do we have working this game tonight, or do you know who the ref is? Are you that deep into your research?
I am not that deep into the research. Listen, this was messy. This was thrown together, and I appreciate you for hopping on this sinking ship. All right?
I know I was watching anyway, and the sinking ship I'm worried about is the one in purple. I guess the one in white, technically, but
I was knee-deep in water on my ship, and I had Isaiah from ThiccManInc say, I got you. I got a bucket.
let's add some weight and get this puppy to the bottom of the ocean faster. Oh, come on.
That's another false start. But we got Caleb Williams escaping, and he's rolling out. Back to the line of scrimmage, and he spins down to the 27-yard line to pick up. Very, very, very nice gain. That's going to leave him about 35.
See, the problem you're going to run into, Jackie, is getting fans of the teams you have on stream watching the games. You're not going to get a very good color commentary section. So, good talk about Caleb Williams, dynamic athleticism, just getting away from an exceptional stunt from, I believe, Ivan Pace and slithering out of the pocket for 5 yards he had no business getting. But instead, I'm just going to loudly complain about how bad our tackling is. Good stunt, though, by Pace.
Very good stunt. Gets around that guard and center, but just completely misses him. But that's 3rd and
More
6. And
cheating.
that's another false start. This offensive line really shooting this Chicago Bears offense in the foot.
Heard that before. Flashback to 2024 with that particular string of commentary.
One thing we can say about this Bears offense, undisciplined. I say fire Ben Johnson tomorrow.
I've been saying fire him yesterday, man. How did he ever get the job? We see how great Detroit was in Ben Johnson's absence. Clearly, he meant nothing to that team.
Absolutely. But we got 3rd and 11. Caleb Williams in the shotgun with DeAndre Swift to his right. Loveland coming in motion. That's a snap. That's just a handoff to DeAndre Swift, who's going up the middle. Gains about 8 yards. But that brings up a 4th down.
Good play, centers the ball, opens it up to go for it on 4th down if they really want to. And if not, hey, take the points.
And it seems like now Mr. Ben Johnson is taking after the cloth, taking from his mentor up in Detroit. If you want the biscuit, you got to risk it. That's what they say. That's what they tell me.
Hopefully, Ben Johnson will be subjected to a diet then, because Brian Flores appears to have his gentleman locked, loaded, lined up, and ready to go. And we've got a timeout by the Chicago Bears. The analytics say kick it. Ben Johnson is kicking it.
The analytics say kick it, and I tell the analytics to go shove it. That's what I say. Are you an analytics guy? Is my co-host on this today? Is he an analytics guy?
Well, Jackie, I can't say I practice Scientology or Satan, so no, I'm not a big fan of the analytics. It shines a light on some things. There are some useful analytics you can find, but staring at analytics in a vacuum is how you do stuff like was Joe Burrow the highest PFF graded quarterback last year? It's how you do stuff like that. It's how you have Trevon Diggs here at 11 interceptions still being a bad quarterback to some people. It's just a path to cold takes.
That's completely fair.
But in terms of the analytics about going for it, it's entirely a flow of the game thing, and analytics will never account for that. Oh, please drop that.
If we got it. Oh! DJ Moore gets his legs taken out from underneath him, but no flag due to the ball being about 6 yards away from him. And that's a turnover on downs. Vikings with some momentum.
Good play by Metellus to get his hand on that, because good Lord, that was a horrible throw. That's a Caleb Williams I know and love right there. Ben Johnson cannot be pleased.
If Isaiah sees more as this Caleb Williams tonight, he will go to sleep a happy man with happy dreams.
I will take a defensive slugfest, which Minnesota manages to squeak out with 4 field goals. A 12-7 win is still a 12-7 win.
Please, for the love of God, though, don't put that energy out there for this to end in a 12-7 matchup.
Hey, man, as they say in baseball, pitching and defense. And apparently Will Reichard is on the mound if the Vikings are kicking 4 field goals. Well, so I do feel bad for Jason Kelce. They keep shoving him in these NFL Sunday ticket ads, because you can tell he's being paid a lot to do it, and the NFL's doing it as a favor to him for his long time of service. He's just not loving it, though. Yeah. It's not worth it, Kelce. You can't fake the enthusiasm forever.
And you feel bad for Jason Kelce entirely, because now, whenever someone sees him, they just got to ask, hey, how's Taylor Swift? It's got to be.
Hey, aren't you Travis Kelce's brother?
Aren't you Travis Kelce's brother? Aren't you Taylor Swift's husband's brother?
Hey, it's not a bad gig to have. You'll excuse me, I got to go shut my lighting off because I just realized how ghostly I'm looking. I can tolerate looking white. That was a little bit too white for my liking.
Yeah, look at the camera.
I did not realize it was that bad.
It seems you were blinded.
That's why I got the sunglasses on, man, so I can just stare at the lights I have set up in here for hours at a time without squinting.
college football was pretty boring this past weekend, but we got Tennessee and Georgia this Saturday. We got LSU and Florida, who, for sure, they beat South Florida, right? I think that was the most interesting
Nope.
thing. That was the most interesting thing this past weekend was the University of South Florida upsetting the Florida Gators.
The beauty of that matchup, Jack, and I just got to mute my volume here on the tablet, if you'll excuse me. It has now opened the path wide for South Florida to make the college football playoffs as the Group of Five representative. But if they go to Miami and beat Miami next week, not very likely, obviously, because Miami is one of the premier teams in the country, but if they pull that off, we will see our first Power Five team or Group of Five team host a playoff game.
And I'm all
That will be
for it.
a special, special thing. I don't think they can do it. I'm less optimistic about USF than most. But man, if they pull that off, it'll be making history.
Hey, they got a dynamic quarterback. They got a fun, good-hearted team back there.
Wasn't their quarterback suspended for the first half because he went to a frat party the night before the game?
I did not hear about that. But who's
Got an
not
ESPN
suspended?
notification about that.
JJ McCarthy, who hands it on an end around to Aaron Jones, who gets maybe 1 or 2 yards. Second of the day coming up.
Obviously, it's early in the season, but those Jordan Mason carries just appear to be doing a little bit better than the Aaron Jones carries. Bears perimeter defense holding up the middle, though. Mason is finding room.
Are you saying that there might be a running back controversy brewing in Minnesota?
Oh, there's never going to be a controversy. This is always going to be a room by committee. It's just a matchup by matchup thing. And this might be one of those matchups which requires a sledgehammer rather than a screwdriver.
Absolutely. We got TJ Hawkinson catching it for about 4 yards down at the 30. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 4. Good to see TJ Hawkinson back in the lineup after missing most of the year last year.
Obviously, a little bit physically limited coming off that ACL, but you can tell the route running in the hand still exceptional when he got back. Hopefully, you can pair that with a little bit more burst in 2025.
Well, we got 3rd and 4. The Bears crowd on their feet. Let's see if JJ can pick up this, continue the Vikings' momentum. He's in the shotgun with Aaron Jones on his left, and he takes the ball, and he's looking. He tosses it to the middle. Justin Jefferson getting annihilated a yard before 3rd down. That's going to bring up a 4th and 1.
That's a pretty soft annihilation there, Jackie. I got to be honest with you.
He got annihilated. He got his clock cleaned.
Hey, got you 1.4 fantasy points.
And I will take every bit of it. I will take every bit of it, my friend. Justin Jefferson turns up field, but just an incredible tackle. And that's going to bring up a punt. Ryan Wright punting for Minnesota with Devin Duvernay returning for Chicago. End over end. Looks like it will be out of bounds at the 32-yard line.
Not an impressive kick right there from Ryan Wright. You expect better from the former All-Pro, but nothing's going Minnesota's way early, so why would the special teams?
Former All-Pro, you say? I guess I don't really keep up with who makes the All-Pros in terms of punters and kickers.
Minnesota, for the longest time, had the perennial All-Pro long snapper. So I know that. Also famous for owning, I believe, a bagel, but it could have been a muffin shop.
I will say
I pay more attention than most of these things.
I'm on the receiving end of that with me still believing that Ryan Stonehouse was screwed out of a first-team All-Pro a couple years ago when he broke the record for, I think, net yards, or it was like average yards a game for a punt. And he made second-team All-Pro when the Chiefs punter made first team. I was like, that's bullshit, but who's going to listen to a conversation about which punter is making the first team and the second team, you know?
Now, if it's a yards per game thing, you could pretty easily make the argument that cat in Tennessee was probably getting twice as many punts as the Chiefs punter.
I guess so. That's fair.
So yards per punt thing, yeah, I guess you could again make the argument he's probably kicking longer distances. I don't mean to indirectly trash the Titans offense, but was this back when they had Ryan Tannehill?
Hey, I will stand 10 toes down Ryan Tannehill was a good quarterback for a year. A year. Less than what I still claimed he was a good quarterback for, but a year. He had a year.
He's good for 16 games, not the playoffs, as my memory serves.
Oh no, he was completely carried by Derrick Henry in those playoffs. And you know that because when Derrick Henry was shut down in the AFC Championship game, nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Was that the Chiefs' first Super Bowl appearance, stopping Derrick Henry after Derrick Henry brutally stiff armed Earl Campbell into the arms of another woman? After Derrick Henry ruined that safety's marriage.
It was.
Was that their first run? Oh, man.
It
The
was.
glory days.
Yeah, what a year coming off that. I'm like, oh, sucked we didn't make it, but we'll be back next year. And then our entire team gets annihilated en route to somehow getting the first seed and then getting beaten by the Bengals that year after sacking Joe Burrow about 20 times.
9 times, as I recall, on a last-second walk-off field goal. You can't feel too good about that game or that season if you're the Titans because you were the one seed in name only. You won 11 games, I think,
And my
playing in
God,
the
was I
worst
fighting
division in
everybody?
football.
Was I fighting everybody who tried to label them fraudulent?
Oh, dear Jackie. My sweet, sweet Jackie. You knew and I knew they were fraudulent. But the
But
Niles of River. Oh, we're
but we
back to
got
the
first
game.
and 10 from the Bears' 35-yard line. That's a play action with Caleb Williams batted down. Not entirely sure who he was targeting, but that ball was batted down at the defensive line. That's going to be a 2nd and 10.
Good Lord, that man is filling up the back of his jersey.
I was wondering what you were trying to study.
That is a lot of letters and a dash in there. I should probably know my rotational defensive lineman, but he's new and it's early in the season. So if you'll just excuse me, I'll be consulting the Vikings depth chart here.
But we got 2nd and 10. Caleb Williams, single back formation, play action again. Blitz is coming, and Caleb Williams is rolling out to his right and launches it down the field. Missing. Is that Zacchaeus? What's his first name? I can't remember his first
It's
name.
a wee little man. That's all I know. I see the Zacchaeus. I think wee little man. I think that's a pretty good holding call right there
There
to
is a
back
holding
up the
call
shot.
on Kyle Mungami, however you say his name. Is it Imran Zacchaeus? That feels like a Call of Duty villain. That's why I did not want to say that.
Ron Zacchaeus. Just stroking his white cat in the Chicago Bears wide receiver room. Let me look at
Caleb Williams rolled out to his right, just could not
Oh,
find his man.
I think it's Alameda.
There you go.
Yeah, Alameda Zacchaeus.
But that penalty is actually declined. That's going to be a 3rd and 10 for the Bears.
First, third and long in the game of Chicago. Will they be able to pick it up?
Let's see. We got Caleb Williams in the shotgun. Running back to his right. Caleb takes the ball and he's scanning. He's dropping and he's scanning. A little bit of pressure. Pocket collapsing. And he's rolling out. And he will escape a sack. He is still going. Tiptoeing. Gets out of bounds after a 2-yard gain. 4th and 8.
I was going to freak out there, Jackie. I was really close. Jonathan Allen, you were about to get various words screamed at you.
The Vikings had him in the backfield, but he managed to escape out of the arms of, you can inform me on who that was.
That's Jonathan Allen, Chicago Redskins, Commanders, and football team great. I think he was on all three.
He just completely fell off of him, but Caleb Williams was not able to get a first down, so that is going to bring up a punt. The Vikings
Now we see the fake punt.
missing the sack, but have to be happy with how that drive went. And we got the ball. He picks it up, and he's at the 20, but tackled down at the 24. And the Vikings will start another campaign. J.J. McCarthy will start another campaign starting from there.
You've got to appreciate Brian Flores dialing up the pressure on third and long when he gets the opposition in the must-pass situations. He is one of the best defensive minds in the NFL. Regardless of how you view Jonathan Grenard or Vandrew Van Ginkel, he can generate a ton of pressure with every member of that front seven. Now, the Vikings not getting out to an early lead hinders that somewhat, but teams are still going to pass, which means Brian Flores is still going to blitz.
I will say, and I hate to say this, and I don't even know who or what, if you're going to know who I'm referencing, but J.J. McCarthy in that little promo looked exactly like Jack Doherty Let me tell you something. You don't want
Yeah, it's
Jack
not a
Doherty
compliment, Jackie.
quarterbacking your football team.
I don't appreciate that comparison. I would much rather you not repeat it again for the remainder of the broadcast, if you could, please. No Jack Doherty comps for my franchise.
No. Instead, let's watch a Madden ad because that's so much better. I made this comment. You gotta hate being the man who Saquon Barkley jumped over backwards. You will not hear the end of it. Anytime you Google his name, it gets brought up. It's on the Madden cover. It was talked about anytime Saquon Barkley. It's like Josh Norman when he was sent to the Shadow Realm by Derrick Henry on Monday Night Football. I haven't heard from Josh Norman since.
I think he wound up back on the Carolina Panthers, but I disagree. It's more like when Derrick Henry sent Earl Campbell to the Shadow Realm. Earl Campbell became, not Earl Campbell, what's the guy's name? The safety for the
Earl
Ravens.
Thomas.
Earl Thomas. Earl Campbell, very different all-time great player. But Earl Thomas got spun around like that and used as a forward blocker. That was the end of his career. And credit to the player Saquon jumped over. I have no clue what that guy's name is. So he is escaped in anonymity. He was not a good enough player to get widely clowned.
So you can say that there's a caveat that, hey, you are famous for something, you know?
On the cover of Madden, man.
It's just the top of your helmet and your back, but hey, it's there.
He's like one of the 50 players ever who can say that.
Look at Troy Aikman and Joe Buck still doing it. Troy Aikman barely able to remember what exactly he's saying due to the punishment he took in Dallas.
Oh, I don't think the punishment he took was that bad. But I'm one of the best O-lines ever, with Emmitt Smith taking 30 carries a game. In terms of retired quarterbacks from the 90s, his brain's working better than most.
That is very, very fair. We got J.J. McCarthy. This Vikings offense needing something going. Starting off at their own 24-yard line. J.J.'s under center with Jordan Mason behind him. That's going to be handoff to Jordan Mason. He's going. Got a little bit of green. He's going to go for about 11, but there is a flag possibly coming back.
Mm.
And that is a holding. The Christian Darrisaw replacement called on the hold.
And unfortunately, my internet is buffering, so I'm getting a nice little swirly disc on that hold. But I now see it's first and 20, and that hold for Mr. School, not good. Can't have it. Takes away a very positive play. And J.J. McCarthy just spikes off a defender's head.
We just cannot let Jordan Mason have any shine, apparently. So now it is first and 20. Ball at the 14-yard line. J.J. McCarthy comes out in shotgun formation. Back to his right, and that's a play action, and the ball is batted at the defensive line. Batted down. That's going to be second and 20. That was Tremaine Edmonds, apparently. Saw a little play action. TJ Hawkinson was relatively open. Would have had to been a laser to get that in there, but it was possible. Tremaine Edmonds was just a good heads-up play. And it is now second and 20. JJ dropping back. He's looking. He's scanning. Throws it out, and his arm seems to be smacked. Might be a fumble. Could be a fumble, but they blew the whistle. They're saying not.
Now, looking at the slow-mo replay, the arm was clearly moving forward, and he had some control of it, so good call there by the refs.
Couple seconds away from being disaster for the Vikings. Gonna need a bit of a miracle here to pick up this first down. Not saying it's impossible.
Feel a lot better about J.J. McCarthy's prospects this game if they do manage to pick this sucker up, but...
Let's see. I'm looking for a Jalen Naylor right up the seam. It looks like we got a timeout.
No, apparently KSC didn't get in. Looks like a 3rd and 25 to me.
And that is a delay of game. He did not get inside. The Vikings just shooting themselves in the foot, unable to get anything really going on offense.
People talk about the wide receivers, the defensive ends, the quarterbacks. Arguably the most important position in all football, that blindside tackle.
Let's see what they can do on 3rd and
It
25.
is cost Minnesota on this drive.
Started off with a decent run by Jordan Mason. Gets called back, and it's just been downhill from there. Well,
No,
we
and it
got
looks like
JJ
Minnesota will be
taking the
giving
snap,
the
open rusher in his face, but is able to get it off to Jordan Mason. Gets a couple of yards. That is not Jordan Mason. That is Jordan Mason. I'm bad at this. I'm bad at locating. I'm bad at looking. You know, for
numbers
this,
not your strong suit.
it is not. They all look the same. I shouldn't say that. Don't. You know what?
Clip that.
Please edit that out.
It is over for you, Tex. Ladies and gentlemen, we got them.
Anyways, 4th and 18. Punt is on the
So
way.
I think Minnesota's best offensive play was the pass interference so far.
It seems that that is the case. Sadly, that is the case. JJ McCarthy.
Not playing well, getting balls bad at the line of scrimmage. I'll let you jump in a sec, but really that left tackle play is killing them.
It is that and the penalties. You start off, the running game is doing just fine, and it looks like you're about to have just start the drive off with a 12-yard run, Jordan Mason 12-yard run. It just gets called back, and you can't have that.
You hate seeing it.
But now the Bears, decent field position, ball at their own 40, 41-yard line. And that's a handoff up the middle. Gets about 3 or 4, and that's going to be a 2nd down.
Just lulling the Vikings front seven to sleep. Handoff, setting up that play action, getting Caleb Williams a little bit of space to roll out. And now the graphic of Josh Allen talk about how great the Sunday night game was. Slightly lower standard here offensively for the Vikings and the Chicago Bears. I'm sure they'll get 40 apiece in the second half.
We got old man Aaron Rodgers over his former team.
Winning old man Aaron Rodgers, Jackie.
Fair enough. We got Caleb Williams under center, 2nd and 6. And that looks like it's going to be another false start.
Sloppy in the trenches. I believe that was Jonah Jackson, the import from the Los Angeles Rams that time.
Seems like both of these offensive lines cannot keep the flag in the ref's pocket.
No, and they're making it real hard on. Most of these referees would rather stay out of the game, regardless of what fans on Twitter will tell you. But when it's procedural stuff, when it's obvious holds, you got to throw that flag.
You know what? In the middle of my Monday Night Football game, I love to see a graphic of the night previous. I appreciate that. We got Caleb Williams.
That was a good game.
Tossing it up. Imran Zacchaeus again for a gain of about 16, 17 yards and a 1st down going into Vikings territory.
Amade Zacchaeus, seemingly the preferred target of Caleb Williams. He is available in your fantasy leagues, folks. Unless you're in a 32-person league, you can go pick him up right now.
You think that it was going to be Luther Burden. No, Roma Doomsday. No, DJ Moore. No, Colston Loveland. No, sir. It is Mr. Zucchini. We got Caleb Williams.
A wee little man in name only.
That's a toss out right to DeAndre Swift, who picks up about 4, bringing up a 2nd and 6. DeAndre Swift.
I only got so many things to say about DeAndre Swift, I'm afraid. I've made the name's ironic joke already. I can keep making it if you want. He does not have top-tier burst speed.
Are you telling me that he sees a hole and he's just not going to make it out of there? Somehow, some way.
No, I'm telling you, he generally doesn't see the hole.
But we got another handoff to DeAndre Swift going straight up the middle, who gets met at the 40-yard line. Gain of about 1 yard. 3rd and 6.
I understand Ben Johnson's desire not to put his quarterback in a position to fail, but if the running game's just not opening things up, you have to start dropping back in 1st and 2nd down a little bit more.
Indeed,
as we reach the 2-minute warning.
that is the 2 minute warning. How we feeling as a Vikings fan? How we feeling about this first half?
You know, the run defense is good. And outside that first drive, which is somewhat scripted, the passing defense has not been that bad. Offensively, it is hard to get a read on how poorly J.J. McCarthy may or may not be playing due to having a absolute turnstile tackle. I would be curious to see what changes, if any, can be made at the half for Minnesota, because clearly what they are doing now is not working. That may be more of a personnel issue than a scheme issue.
It seems to be that they might have a little something in the run game to set up J.J. McCarthy, put him in better positions to succeed, but that relies on the offensive line not committing stupid penalties and bringing those runs back.
No, you can only run to the right side behind Kelly and O'Neal so many times before they really start hunting that down. Will Fry's, the new right guard. Donovan Jackson has not been giving up a ton of pressure and seems to be opening things up on the ground in the running game. So that is a promising start for his career. The unheralded first-year starter on this Minnesota offense. But again, that left tackle play, Justin School, killing them.
Man, I love prescription medicine commercials. I love to hear, I love to watch the people frolic in the sunlight, shooting a basketball, kissing a loved one, while they're telling me to look out because I might get heart disease from this asthma medication. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. I am feeling a burning in my chest so far, but I don't think that's got anything to do with the prescription I may or may not be taking.
May or may not be over the table.
I think my consumption at the table might be what's causing me these issues, but I'm more so attributing that to the pain I'm feeling from the Vikings offense in the first half. This is the problem with the Vikings football. I get too into the games. I care too much about an individual week's performance. I get depressed when Sam Darnold doesn't look good against the Tennessee Titans, even though Minnesota winds up winning. I get depressed when they barely beat the crappy Jacksonville Jaguars. I get miserable when Detroit beats them. On the bright side, I don't think Detroit's beaten them this year, even with JJ being an absolute, the offensive tackle being an absolute liability early on.
I guess we will see. We're starting off 3rd and 5. Ball at the Vikings 39-yard line. Caleb Williams takes the snap in the shotgun. He's looking. He's tossing outright to guess who? Mr. Zacchaeus. That's going to be a first down for the Chicago Bears.
The Vikings cornerback room was talked about as an area of weakness for this team. Brian Flores loves getting his safeties involved in the coverage game and getting guys outside, but just a clear mismatch there. Good rub route. And who is that? Who is number 8? Need my binoculars. I need to not wear my sunglasses so I can see the names in the back of the jerseys. But just finding stuff outside to really pick on Minnesota. It's what Detroit did in these games last year, and it appears to be what Johnson's trying to do this year with Chicago.
We got Caleb Williams single back, handing it off to DeAndre Swift, who's going up the middle for a gain of about 3 yards. That's going to bring up second down. They really want to push this DeAndre Swift narrative.
Ben Johnson loves the strong running backs. Unfortunately, Jahmyr Gibbs or David Montgomery are not in his backfield anymore. You got to make it work with Swift. You got to do something, but it's not going to be pretty football. It's going to put you behind the chains.
You got to try to make it work with him. I believe Roschon Johnson is hurt, so DeAndre having to do a lot of this on his own, and that's a toss outright to him. Turns it up the middle, but just gains another 2 yards. It's going to be a 3rd and 5. A minute left in this second quarter. Nobody using their timeouts yet. Vikings with 2, Bears with 1.
Minnesota would like to take this game to the half, it seems, and you really can't blame them with how their offense has looked so far.
Minnesota does seem to need a reset and find some way. Somehow we need to stop Olamide Zaccheaus, however you say his first name.
I think you got it right that time. A lot of options here for Ben Johnson. Good run here to make it 4th and short, because really you lose nothing if you go for it and don't pick it up here. Ooh.
We got a catch by Rome Odunze. Rome Odunze, someone I was very excited about coming out of Washington. Hasn't really done a lot, just yet. Only in his second year, though.
No, definitely losing out to Malik Neighbors in terms of who is the premier wide receiver, not named Marvin Harrison Jr. in that class. Part of that, of course, on the inept offensive system. He was in year one, competing for targets with Moore and Allen. Also did probably hurt his production. But you would expect a little more from a top 10 pick.
It looks like Chicago is going to stay out here. Vikings did call a timeout. But it's 4th and 2, 28 seconds to go. And no, actually, they are bringing out the kicking team. Smart move. Want to take the points here. Officially go up by a score.
At this rate, 7 might be enough.
We got Cairo Santos. How long has he been in the league? Since 1983?
He's hung around for a while. He's not the oldest tenure kicker. I think Prater takes that honor, getting back in the league at 42 years old.
Ooh, that 42-yard kick just sneaks in there.
Almost. They're saving the painful missed field goal for the second half, though. I respect that.
Setting up another double
Not
doink.
a great snap.
Shout out to Cody Parkey. That thing had no room in between itself and the goalpost. But it does make it.
Look how football game adventures.
What are the odds that Kevin O'Connell just comes out here and they kneel the ball and take this to half?
Pretty high, considering they lost Christian Darrisaw for the season, running plays late in the first half last year against the Rams. He did tear his play on a meaningless run on 1st and 20 from their 25 with 30 seconds left. So I imagine they'll just get out of this one. Assuming, of course, knock on wood, they field the kick correctly. We don't want to get ahead of ourselves here.
We certainly don't. Anything and everything can happen in the National Football League on Monday Night Football.
Except apparently a competent, frequently, how do I say this? A competent, well-run drive. That doesn't look like it's going to happen.
It does not.
Because even the Bears, with their 172 yards of offense, have been stalling out.
Seems like the defenses certainly came to play. And this kick is fielded, and he's at the 20. He's at the 25. Gets tackled down about the 31. Vikings going to start their drive and possibly end their drive immediately, as they're showing what Ben Johnson can do with the Lions, with some all-time talent that the Lions do possess and still possess.
Now, the Philly special to Jared Goff was a classic. And the triple end around. Ooh-wee. Do you think Ben breaks out one of those plays opening night? You almost have to expect him to, but he really shouldn't open his bag of tricks if he's got a lead. Those strike me as plays you break out when you're fighting to stay in the game.
It does look like the Vikings are going to try to get something done with 19 seconds to go. JJ is looking, launching down the field, and that is caught. Jalen Naylor barely know her into Bears territory. 11 seconds left.
He got out of bounds, too.
He did get out of bounds. And now the new rule, right? As long as you get out of bounds, it stops the clock.
It does, but it appears we have some controversy on the field. Everyone's arguing with the officials. Now we're in range where Will Reichard could conceivably kick this sucker through, but his knee was down. His knee was down prior to getting out of bounds. So it looks like Minnesota's going to have to burn a timeout to avoid a 10-second runoff.
But the best play in this first half for that Vikings offense, a really good throw by J.J. McCarthy. On time, extremely accurate.
Finally got a clean pocket. Unsurprisingly, made something happen even with 7 guys back in coverage. Now they look for the little quick out, get out of bounds, make it slightly easier for Will Reichard. Chicago knows that. They're going to do everything in their power to defend that sideline. Does that open up a deep shot?
Oh, it looks like they're bringing out the kicking unit already.
I don't know about that one, Jackie.
The Bears aren't going to do anything with possibly 7-8 seconds left, but I'd run one more play right here before I bring out the kicking unit.
Before sending Will Reichard out to attempt a 56-yarder. Yeah, that's not great. I believe this would be his career long. Yep, the graphic just popped up. Gotta have faith in Will the Thrill, though.
All right. It is now a 59-yard attempt.
Ooh,
Let's see if
59
Will
yards.
Reichard can nail this. From the logo, kicker's getting deep this year, and it seems to have the distance,
Oh,
and
bang.
he just managed to get that into
Good
the
from
uprights.
59 and a half.
The Vikings seeming ending this
Exceptional.
half on a positive note. Your rookie quarterback
Exceptional.
making an exceptional pass, and the kicker getting a career high in field goal yardage.
That's about as well as you can execute a final 30 seconds of the first half to take some momentum into the locker room with you. They got to kick it back to Chicago, and Ben Johnson will be coming with some heat. But that is really good football from the Minnesota Vikings right there. Good from 60. I was not being generous enough with Will Reichard.
Justin Jefferson celebrating. You for sure want to get that man involved. The best receiver in the NFL, only one target. No, 2 targets and a catch for just a handful of yards.
In truth, Jackie, some of that is not their choice. He has been double teamed all night, and at points he has had a linebacker, a safety, and a cornerback in his general vicinity. It would be ill advised for a rookie quarterback to try and thread that needle. The issue is they don't really have a ton of other wide receiving help to give JJ quality targets, even with Jefferson getting blanketed. Particularly if they cannot hold up on the blind side, let Adam Thielen, let Jalen Naylor, let Hawkinson get open.
That is fair. We got a kickoff. 6 seconds on the clock. The Bears
That'd be
trying.
just sick if they
Did
took it
he
down
just
here.
hurt his leg? Do not tell me Will Reichard just hurt his leg and he might break this, but he gets
Oh,
tackled
Will
about the
Reichard
50.
on the play. I think his leg's fine. These
He
kickers just have goofy little motions. Got involved in the tackle, saved the touchdown.
he did save it. Halftime, the Bears are up 10-6. The Vikings ending on a good note, but other than that, other than 1 or 2 plays, the Vikings offense really not doing a whole lot. But luckily, Brian Flores has schemed up that defense. He got some talent on that defense that has been able to hold that Bears offense to just 10 points.
Not the start to a career you want for J.J. McCarthy, but things could certainly be worse.
Now that it is halftime, shall we talk about some games that happened this past weekend? Some thoughts you may
Ah,
have?
sure. Let's talk shop.
First of all, I want to bring up, let's just make fun of the Giants, just for your co-host's sake.
Just
Commanders
my
beating the
co-host, I
Giants
doubt he's
21
watching.
to 6.
Not a special go of things for the New York offense. I thought their Giants defense played fairly well. The front seven is clearly talented, even though the secondary still is leaving a lot to be desired. But oh man, that offense was the worst in football last week by a wide margin. He tried to tell me, yeah, Russell Wilson will lead him to more than 16 points a game. I don't know if there's going to be too many games that New York cracks 6. That might have been the high point we saw last week with how inept their offensive line, their quarterback play is.
The
Bad,
most
bad ball.
the most you can expect from Russell Wilson these days is maybe close to mediocre quarterback play, and the Giants need more than that to win football games this season. How long do you think it is before we see a Jackson Dart, before we see a Jameis Winston?
Depends on how much pressure old Dable is to keep his job. The first 6 weeks of the Giants' schedule is absolutely brutal if my memory does serve. They might try and ride Russ out through that little tough spot and then hand it over to Dart against some easier competition, but I don't know. You certainly don't want to send Dart to go play the Dallas Cowboys at Jerry World week 2. Russ has already been named the starter for that one, I believe.
Now, to get myself back for trying to dunk on your co-host, the Tennessee Titans, Cam Ward, first pick overall, starts in Denver. And the Titans defense was able to get 4 turnovers, I believe 2 interceptions, a fumble, and there was also a muffed punt that the Titans recovered. Unable to capitalize on any of them. Ended up losing the game. Let me see if I can pull up the actual score. 20-12.
20 to 12.
Just disappointing. It seems like a regular Titans game, just undisciplined team. He got Cam Ward starting, but Cam Ward's first start, his debut, he looked pretty okay. But it seems like the Titans just had the same old issues they had that have been plaguing them, I should say, the past couple seasons.
Yeah, if you're gonna blame people on the Titans, you're probably not gonna reach Cam Ward early on that list. Calvin Ridley's got to be better with the defense. While they did force those turnovers, how many of those were Bo Nix just malfunctioning, and how many were them actually being great? The offensive line still appalling. Dan Moore and J.C. Latham could not hold up to the Broncos' defensive line in the slightest. And the future is not bright until they flip the organization. Plain and simple. Callahan has to go. The O-line has to either get better or get replaced. And Dan Moore, I defended the contract because I thought he was a little bit better than what he was being made out to be as the worst tackle in football. But man, he didn't play well.
Dan Moore is definitely an average tackle who did not have a good day against Nick Benito. One of the rising stars in terms of edge players in this league, but did not have a good day, was getting consistently cooked. But the real worry, if I can talk as a Titans fan, if you don't mind, did you
Yeah, go
see?
ahead. I'm used to hearing delusional fans.
Okay, did you see what Brian Callahan said when he was asked about not challenging the Alec Io Manor catch on that
Was it the
third?
thing about the elbow?
Yes.
Yes, then I did see that.
Okay. What everybody sees and what everybody might have seen is him saying he didn't get a foot down, so we couldn't challenge it, yet not knowing the rule. But what he also said was the people responsible for letting him know whether or not to challenge it also don't know the rule. So the problems in Tennessee go a lot deeper than I think people realize, and it makes people like me just so excited to watch the rest of this season.
I don't say this to be mean. I think most people realize the Titans organization from top to bottom is fairly incompetent, as evidenced by their firing of Mike Vrabel and acquisition of the first overall pick in short order.
Another game that caught my eye very early on was this, if I can find it. Ba, 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 ba. Was it the Jet? Yeah, the Jets and Steelers game. Aaron Rodgers and Justin Field playing against the two previous teams, the two teams that cast them away. Aaron Rodgers, a very public, very messy breakup with the New York Jets, basically explaining that he was flown out there just to get told to his face that they did not want him no more. And Aaron Rodgers, king of holding grudges, let them hear it in the press conference after, but that's a whole nother thing. Justin Fields looked really, really good in his Jets debut.
Now, the Jets' offensive line and running game in general looked great. Going into the game, my thought was, okay, they're probably not winning this one because they're going against a very good defense. But if the Jets want to win 7, 8, maybe even 9 games, sniff a wild card, they've got to have one of the best rushing attacks in the NFL. And that would take their two young tackles, Olu Fashanu and Armand Mimbu, being great straight out the gate. Both those guys looked fantastic in this game. TJ Watt shut down the passing game, and in the running game, they were just moving everybody around. So that's got to be encouraging if you're a Jets fan. Offensively, they were fantastic at running the ball. Defensively, not what you'd like from Aaron Glenn's first game, but it's a building process. They're moving in the right direction.
I think we are on the same page when we say that you walk away, yes, you lost the game. You lost in a heartbreaking fashion, but the Jets looked a lot better than I think a lot of non-Jets fans were trying to convince Jets fans that they were going to be.
No, and I think the Jets have benefited greatly from being one of the least talked about teams in football this offseason, which is not something they could say when they had Aaron Rodgers on their team the last 2 years. They're flying under the radar now. People are not paying attention to the moves they're making to get depth at the running back position to build the trenches up, and that will benefit them. Obviously, the NFL teams are paying attention, but in terms of casual conversation, they're an underrated team. Now, I say that it's week one. The Steelers defense could have just been really rusty. They could lock in and just start stonewalling people, and that could have been an anomaly, but you got to be a little optimistic, a little hopeful for New York. The Big Apple, not too bad. At least one of the teams has some direction.
And not to focus too much on the Jets, the Steelers themselves, Aaron Rodgers turning back the clock just a little bit, maybe enhanced by the want to show the Jets that they gave up on him too early, that they should not have cast him off. But a lot of Steelers fans hoping for at least the divisional round, possible AFC championship, and the delusional ones saying that they are absolutely back. I do not think that's the case, but definitely a really, really good showing for the offense.
The delusional ones are also thinking AFC Championship. Frankly, the delusional ones might be thinking division around two. That is still a long ways away with how good some of the top dogs like the Chargers, the Bills, and the Ravens look early on. They'll be in an uphill battle to pull off a playoff win this year. But they do look better offensively than they have in a long time. Defensively, getting lit up by the Jets isn't great. It remains to be seen if that will be an ongoing thing for them or if the Jets were just some anomaly week one. Aaron Rodgers being upset that Aaron Glenn moved off him. Come on, man. Be serious. You would have complained if they FaceTime called you. You would have complained if Aaron Glenn flew out to tell you. He would have complained however they broke the news to him that he was not going to be part of their long-term plans. And he should be. Aaron Glenn's going to be there for longer than a season, hopefully, and Rodgers was going to retire any given day. So I don't know what there is to say about that. Rodgers is Rodgers.
But the most intriguing game to me, we talked a little bit prior, in between the failed stream and this one going right now. Daniel Jones showing up for Indianapolis. From the talk of Colts fans, you would hear them just not really interested in the Daniel Jones experiment, really upset that Anthony Richardson was being benched and given up on so early. But at least in week one, against a relatively poor Miami Dolphins defense, I will say, but week one, Daniel Jones looks like he might be the guy for at least this season in Indianapolis.
Definitely looked like an NFL starting quarterback. Comes with a gigantic caveat that was probably the worst secondary in all of football he was playing against. There's only so much Minka Fitzpatrick can do to salvage a bottom 10 ever cornerback room. And the Dolphins, going into the year, had the reputation of being soft. They're always going to get pushed around up front by the Colts offensive line and Jonathan Taylor. So maybe a path of low to minimal resistance for Daniel Jones to walk, but he did an admirable job. 300 total yards, 3 touchdowns. You can't complain about that if you're a Colts fan.
Now, I'm admitting, just putting out there the full Titans bias, but I would love to see Daniel Jones have a pretty decent season for the Indianapolis Colts. And that desperation the Colts have been having, looking for a quarterback since Andrew Luck surprisingly retired back in 2019, I want to say. I hope that they make the same mistake the Giants made in giving Daniel Jones $100 million. Go ahead and pull the trigger. He's the franchise, boys. He's here. Daniel Dimes, Vanilla Vic, he's here.
The thing which is stopping that from happening is Jim Irsay dying and the franchise being in uncertainty. I don't think they want to tie their wagon to a guy like Daniel Jones. I think whoever they sell the team to, or whatever new administration they wind up bringing in, is going to want their own quarterback. And Daniel Jones, while a nice bridge, is just never going to be that. And because of how poorly he played towards the end in New York, he's never getting that $100 million contract again. So he may get a 1 year $30 million, maybe a 2 year $60 with a $15 to $20 million in opt-out money in the second half, but I don't think he's at risk of getting overpaid, unfortunately, for you as a Titans fan.
Now, to the Dolphins, and I believe I'm not alone in saying this, you're going to hear this a lot this week in talks. It's time to tear it up. There's too much noise surrounding Tyreek Hill and Tua. You're going to have to trade Tyreek. This is Tyreek's last season in Miami, I would say. Mike McDaniel McDonald is in Seattle. You got McDaniel down there. A decent offensive coordinator. I believe in him as an offensive coordinator. As a head coach, seemingly not working, at least for the time being. It's time to tear it up in Miami.
I'd say give it 2 weeks. The Dolphins always run a finesse style of offense, which requires a lot of time. And Tyreek Hill was not heavily involved in their training camp process, so that probably hindered things. I also don't believe Tua is going to turn the ball over most weeks 3 times in the first half. So that was just an anomaly. Give it until October before we make the bold declaration that all things are over for Miami. And even if they do decide to tear it up, they're still going to have a hard time moving off Tua's contract. And the O-line's still going to be terrible. So their future's up in the air. They're not in a great spot as a team, and you can't help but feel bad for Miami. You'd feel worse for them if they didn't screw around as much as they did with Tom Brady and Brian Flores towards the end of that whole cycle, but I digress.
And the last one I want to mention before we get back to this game that's about to kick off for the second half, Mike Vrabel losing to the Raiders in his debut as the head coach for the New England Patriots. The Raiders looking decent enough. That AFC West is going to be an absolute dogfight. I don't think the Raiders have a real chance at the title, but definitely could upset one of the other three's chances at that AFC West title.
Well, I don't know how good they look, because I'll be honest, that's the one game you've brought up I just fully did not watch at all. You just saw bits and pieces of on Red Zone. So I will use this as an excuse to go get a drink of water and use the bathroom before we get back for the second half. I'll let you keep talking about the Pats and the Raiders.
Go ahead. We got Ashton Genty. Ashton Genty, not really popping, but still having a decent game. They definitely got that upgrade at Geno Smith. Definitely looked like an upgrade over the Mississippi Mudflat. But the Patriots looked flat. That's all you can really say. The pieces they lost on defense really showing, holding the Raiders to 20 points. I mean, that's not really the Raiders scoring 20 points, although, you know, they have the weapons and they have the quarterback. That's like letting the Chiefs score 40, in my opinion. But we are back. The kickoff. The Bears have just received coming out, leading 10-6. Ben Johnson really wanting to get this offense moving. It moved on several occasions in the first half, but overall it was stuffed, especially that run game. DeAndre Swift not able to get anything going. They need to get this run game going to open it up for Caleb Williams. And we got Caleb Williams, speak of the devil, at the Bears' 23-yard line, single back formation. Takes the snap, and he's dropping back, and he's looking. Misses DeAndre Swift on a swing pass to the right, and that's going to be a 2nd and 10.
Ooh. Throws like that are what haunted Caleb Williams all of last season. Led the NFL in balls over and underthrown. Really hindered the Bears' offense. Seeing that early on is not a great sign, particularly on an easy route like that.
Ben Johnson seeming to take your advice in throwing more on 1st and 2nd down, but we'll see if that continues.
No, and you question if a little swing route out of the backfield, the linebacker just blanketing immediately really even counts as a pass.
Well, we got Caleb Williams under center, split eye formation, and that is a play action. Caleb Williams looking, throwing out to his right, and just misses Colston Loveland. That's going to be a 3rd and 10, starting off the drive with 2 incompletions. Definitely not how you want to come out in the second half.
No, obvious passing down here, which is just what Brian Flores loves. I'd expect to see him dial up at least a 5, maybe a 6-man pressure here. But Williams has been able to prolong plays with his legs tonight, so we'll see if he can do it again.
We'll see Ben Johnson looking droopy, looking frustrated as always. And we got Caleb Williams in the shotgun formation, running back to his right. Zacchaeus in motion. And he takes the snap. Just completely at the feet of Zacchaeus. Tries to get it out to him and misses
close.
him yet again.
Nowhere close. And he wasn't, well, there was some pressure, but he just stepped up into that. He had a few steps to go thing backwards and been all right. That is not good pocket awareness by Caleb Williams. Didn't need to throw that ball then. Could have waited a little bit longer and let something come open.
Definitely did not step up into the pocket. Did not get everything he could into that throw. That's going to be a 3 and out. Not at all how you want to start this second half.
No, 3 straight incompletions too.
The punt is away. End over end. Miles Price gets at the 30. He's at the 35. He's at the 40. He cuts it up the field. He's at the 50. And he gets tackled down at the Bears' 47-yard line. And that's where J.J. McCarthy and this offense will start.
Best starting field position of the night for Minnesota. You wonder what McCarthy and KOC talked about the half, if there will be any changes made, if they'll try and get the ball out quicker due to the weakness they have at the left tackle right now. You have to hope there are some changes to get Jefferson more involved in the offense, though.
And we will see. Jefferson, again, 2 targets, 1 catch. You got to get your best player of the football. And JJ starts off under center, running back in the backfield, as that's where running backs go. Play action, JJ is looking. Pocket collapsing. And that might be a little too high. He might have hit him just a little too high.
No, thank you, referee. We love our protection of quarterbacks in these parts.
We love
Oh
the
yeah,
way they
personal
sing them
foul.
lullabies, give them a nice warm glass of milk, and tuck them into sleep. And
Frankly,
that,
my favorite part of the NFL viewing experience is watching how they treat quarterbacks.
absolutely. Unless it's the other team.
Except for them, of course, but that is a bad call.
Deo, not even going to try to say his last name.
Deo Odegbo.
There you go. Hit J.J. McCarthy a little too high. Stupid call, but it was too high. It was hitting him in the face, and you just don't touch quarterbacks in the face. Don't even breathe on them. You can't be doing that. What are you doing? That's going to be a first down. J.J. McCarthy under center. Bears showing blitz, and they come with it. And he just gets... That's Kevin Byard, Tennessee Titans legend, MTSU legend, blitzing to the backfield, coming across the line to get Aaron Jones before he could gain really anything.
A fairly effective run blitz by Dennis Allen, to be sure. You're wondering if you were going to see that early on or if they would rely on their perimeter defense to hinder Jones. Apparently, they sniffed that one out. Can they sniff this one out, though?
Can they? That's a toss outright
Yes.
to Aaron Jones. He cuts it back, cuts it up. Gain of about 2 yards. It's going to be a 3rd and 8.
Really good job by Chicago flowing just around that. No cutback lane to be had. Only a little short 2-yard gain there.
Vikings 0 for 5 on 3rd down tonight. Average yard to go is 8.6. Definitely not what you want to see. Monday Night
It just
Football
means
against a
they're due.
rival.
It just means they're due, Jackie.
3rd and 8. J.J. McCarthy, empty set. Aaron Jones seeming to not know where he wants to be, where he wants to go. Play clock dripping down. Can they get the snap off? They do. Bears come with the blitz. J.J., that's an interception. Intercepted. He's at the 50, 45-40, 35-30. He will go. Pick 6. Touchdown Bears. J.J., the play was rushed. J.J. really just snapped it, threw it to the first guy he saw, and the Bears make him pay.
Well, the hardest things to do as an NFL quarterback is keep your cool. J.J. McCarthy, pressured by, I believe, a 7-man look for Chicago, doesn't want to get sacked, decides, hey, I'm going to get this one out, just underthrows, does not see 26 in the slightest, and it cost him. KOC letting him know.
And the resident Vikings fan we have so angry that he melts into his green screen.
I melt into the green screen.
Carlos Santos with the extra point, and the Bears are up 17-6.
Not a well-thrown ball in the slightest from J.J. McCarthy.
That was Nashawn Wright, by the way. Next time
Nashawn
I'll get the numbers
Wright.
down. Is that how you say his name? Apparently he was a former Viking.
I'll take your word for it. I don't think he played a lot. Which, hey, maybe I shouldn't be snarking at him, giving you just pick 6, JJ. What can you do, man? You know, Brett Favre, first touchdown pass in his NFL career was to the other teams. There's a lot to be said for throwing a pick 6 as your first.
I did not know that little fact. Was that actually?
There's also Jameis Winston. I think Trevor Lawrence's first too, so we don't need to get too bogged down with the minutia.
Oh, I was laughing because that was against the Titans. That was the first time the number 1 and number 2 overall pick faced each other. And he had that first drive the Buccaneers had. He threw a pick, and I think it was a screen. But the offense is coming out in the second half and continuing to struggle. Vikings a little worse than the Bears, but we still got plenty of time.
Well, so far, the Chicago Bears' best offensive play has been JJ's pick 6, so unfortunate.
If anything, you can say that. I'm looking at this Chipotle ad. One of the most popular TikToks I made was calling Chipotle overrated. And I'll go on the record right now. I've had a lot of Chipotle since then. It's still stupidly overrated. It doesn't suck. Still overrated. Go to Moe's. Go to Moe's. Go to Baja Burrito. You know what I mean? Don't go to Chipotle.
I had a Moe's on my college campus, which you got meal points for with the dining program. So I've eaten quite a bit of Moe's. And I'll be honest, maybe it's just a volume thing, a preference thing. I think I prefer Chipotle to Moe's. Price point, obviously, I wasn't paying for back then, so maybe I feel differently now. But I gotta say, I prefer Chipotle. It may be overhyped to get real Mexican if you want Mexican, but for what it is, it's pretty good in my opinion.
My lady's a big queso person, and Moe's queso, she says is the best in the market, so I'll trust her with that. Plus, you get
Now, I've
free
always been
chips
more
and
of a
queso
guac
with
guy
Moe's. You
myself.
don't really get that with Chipotle.
Chipotle does love squeezing you every last penny.
Well, let's see how JJ is able to respond to this
I
interception.
warn you, Jackie. It will be the end of my participation in the screen if he throws another pick six.
Hey, I appreciate, again, you came with a bucket, trying to clean out as much water as you could from this ship, sacrificing your mental health and your team. So I appreciate that.
Hey, being on the live stream is not affecting the mental health one way or the other. The mental health is due entirely to Mr. McCarthy here.
Hey, at the very least, you could say, week one against the Chicago Bears, Will Levis threw a pick six and then was next seen on his knees praying to God. At the very least, you did not get that snapshot of J.J. McCarthy.
Yeah, JJ at least tried to get it on the tackle, so a lot to be said for that. Hard worker, good teammate. Thrown more yards to the defense than he has to the offense.
JJ, 5 of 9 for 48 yards and an interception. Let's see what he can
What
do.
can you do?
The Michigan man. I mean, we also know of another Michigan quarterback that came into the league.
Yeah, if you made Tom Brady go out there week one of his sophomore year, I'm sure he would have stunk too.
Absolutely.
Got a long time to develop, man.
But we got 1st and 10 Vikings on their own 29-yard line, 28-yard line, I should say. Single back formation. J.J. McCarthy toss out right to Jordan Mason, who cuts up the middle for a gain of about 4. That'll bring up a 2nd and 6.
While these 4, 5, 6 yard carries and first down are good, you really do need one of these guys to break something, to get 15, 20 yards, to make things easier for the offense, to establish run, to get some people off McCarthy's back so he's not as under duress in the passing game.
Jordan Mason made a little bit of a name in San Francisco, coming over, trying to be
On
better
base for
than
2,000
one.
yards.
Trying to be better
Sorry,
than
I
one
did not.
Alexander Madison. But we got a play action. JJ is looking under some pressure, and he is taken down. And that is a sack for the Bears. Another name that I refuse to try to pronounce. The Bears and these names, dude.
Yeah, 3 guesses where that pressure came from.
Yep, that Christian Darrisaw replacement, Jake School, really selling on that left side of the offensive line. The Vikings really wanting that left tackle back.
Yeah, when I told Lions fans last year that Hutch didn't have that good of a game against Tampa, it was just the tackle he was going up against was horrible. I didn't think I'd regret being right as much as I am now.
The Vikings just seem to not be able to get this snap off in time. And that's a delay game. That's going to back them up another 5 yards. All night, it seems like they're having trouble getting that snap off on time. Obviously, you don't want to waste the timeout right here, but that's going to bring up
It
third
appears
and
to be a
2.
bit too loud in Chicago.
All right. 3rd and 18. Vikings at their own 19-yard line, shotgun formation. JJ takes it, and this is just a handoff that gets not even nowhere. Hit in the backfield for a loss of 3. Let's bring up 4th and 20. That's going to be another punt. Checking in on the resident Vikings fan.
I think I might just go drown in my green screen again. Not a bad call, but Will Fry's getting $88 million over 4 years, just getting thrown aside by who is that on the Bears defense? Yeah, whatever.
The Chicago Bears
Not good.
Chicago Bears have been investing in that defensive line for some time now, drafting well, trading well. Seems to be paying off against these Vikings. Devin Duvernay takes
I
the
don't know
punt,
about
fields it
drafting
at the
well.
30, and takes it out of bounds at around his own 40-yard line, but there is a flag.
Please tell me they roughed the punter. Please, God. I doubt it. More likely a hold. Yep, hold on the return, but this is probably the most important drive of the game for the Minnesota Vikings defense. If they can get a stop and get the ball back in their offensive hands, or even force a turnover, get them on the right side of the field, there is still hope. They let Chicago drive down the field and score a touchdown on them. It's good night, Irene.
Currently, and I'm going to make an assumption, you tell me if I'm right or wrong, we can assess J.J. McCarthy's play to an extent. Obviously, he'd be in a lot better, more comfortable position if Christian Darrisaw was out there protecting his blind side.
No, he's not seeing the field well at all by any stretch of the imagination. Jack Justin, Mr. School, whatever his name is not an NFL starting tackle, and he's just getting fried. I'm fairly confident he's giving up near a 50% pressure rate. Pair that with a really weak running game early in the first half, and I get it, but it's still not a good performance by JJ. He is making rookie mistakes. He looks like a young quarterback and is probably going to be given the business by social media and Twitter this evening.
And this needs to be said because we've seen a couple of quarterbacks go out, have not such a great game in their first start. The Jaden Daniels of the world, the CJ Strouds of the world, it's rare. It's a rarity. You need to let these guys develop. You need to put proper talent around them to allow their development. I don't know where J.J. McCarthy's career is going to go, but for right now, it doesn't look great, and that's fine. It's just week 1 of his technical rookie season. But how many Sam Darnold jokes do you think are in the pipeline for you?
Well, thankfully, Sammy Boy didn't play that well himself on Sunday afternoon, so we've avoided some of those. The Daniel Jones jokes are now what's going to get made. Now, why didn't you sign Daniel Jones to be your long-term quarterback? I'd be sick to my stomach if KOC successfully reclaimed Sam Darnold, got Daniel Jones to look like a competent quarterback, had Josh Dobbs playing at an MVP level for 6 quarters, and then just whiffed on JJ. I'd be sick.
The Nickelodeon MVP, the most prestigious award an NFL player can win. Notable Nickelodeon MVP, Baker Mayfield. Patrick Mahomes has gotten it. Saquon Barkley has gotten it.
And, of course, Mitch Trubisky. I think Mitch won the inaugural one in the game he lost to the Saints in the playoffs. And they couldn't find couldn't get the award to him before he ran back into the locker room after going down 40-10.
The Bears starting off at their 20-yard line after the holding penalty. Caleb Williams is under center, and he's going to toss this to Devondre Sweat. Devondre Sweat? I just said Devondre Sweat. Nice one. Nice one. The Titans just on my mind at all times. DeAndre Swift gets a toss out right, but just makes it back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Vikings run defense remaining rock solid.
At least you have a positive. At least there is a positive.
I'm full of positives.
All right, Caleb Williams back under center. Let's see if they continue to try to almost said it again, DeAndre Swift. But Caleb takes the snap, play action. Caleb Williams is looking, and he tosses out. And that is DJ Moore on the sideline. The run defense seemed to be holding up, but you can't really say the same about the pass defense.
No, and it's due to the pass rush not getting home. Last year, they were able to consistently get pressure on plays like that and disrupt opposing quarterbacks. Caleb Williams had a wild, even still, pressure in his face. That's just a good play and bad coverage by Caleb Williams in the Vikings secondary.
Ben Johnson seemed to do
Ooh.
wonders. Caleb Williams with pressure in his face, hand getting smacked, still able to deliver a good ball. Caleb Williams swinging it outright, and he is cracked. Back at the 37-yard line, loss of about 4. That's going to bring up a second and
None of the
14.
short stuff is really manifesting for the Chicago Bears this evening. I don't mean to keep stepping on it. It's just there's the delay I hear, and since I'm not next to you in person and can't see you, I can't get a good gauge and if you're about to wind up and talk again.
And I do apologize for that. I try to lean into that. I try to give room for that, and I do apologize.
Nah, it's just one of the hazards of not being able to see each other while recording.
Well, we got Caleb Williams tossing it back outright to Mr. Zucchini, but at his feet again, batted down at the defensive line. That's going to be a 3rd and 13.
Got to get off the field here if you're the Minnesota Vikings. I don't know what's going to take, what defense package. Great bat by Andrew Van Ginkel. That should be a penalty. DeAndre Swift diving at Van Ginkel's legs. That could be 15 yards.
Van Ginkel jumping 5 feet in the air to bat that down, but DeAndre Swift, I said it again. Didn't? No, I didn't. I actually said it right.
Yeah, DeAndre Swift's right. You got it right there.
Caleb Williams in shotgun, and he takes the ball 3rd and 13. He's looking, and he tosses out to Colston Loveland, who's got the ball, but he is taken down well short of that first down, and that's going to be about a 4th and 10.
A swarm of Vikings it's not a swarm. What would you call a group of Vikings? A war party of Vikings descending on Colston Loveland. Just letting him get nothing after the catch.
A raid. A raid? No.
A raiding party.
A raiding party. I played Assassin's Creed Valhalla once. I should know that.
I cannot say the same, although I do hope someone jams a knife in my head if the Vikings offense continues to look the way it does.
The punt is away.
Now, maybe that
nearly
is
blocked. No flag. Miles Price takes it at about the 5-yard line. He's at the 15. He's at the 20. And he makes his way to the 23-yard line, and that's where the Vikings will start off. Let's see if JJ can get something done.
Another solid return by Price, and it's getting to the point of the game where something has to start happening. Minnesota needs to do something with these drives. It doesn't have to be a touchdown. It just needs to be multiple first downs. Give your defense a break. Let them stay on the bench and get rested so they can keep stopping the Bears offense.
Now, I must ask, how is it that you have became a Minnesota Vikings fan? What's the history there?
It's a good question. I think it was just I liked the color purple and Adrian Peterson back in like 2009, 2010. Those things kind of came together. So I was never a Panthers fan. North Carolina. Like the Panthers have always just been an annoying fan base to me. And my family rooted for the Patriots, but never something I really wanted to do.
Yeah, I mean, I
regret the decision every day.
Outside of 2015, nothing really to write home about if you're a Panthers fan. I guess, they made a Super Bowl in the early 2000s, but outside of that, a whole lot of nothing.
2015, baby.
But the Vikings have had some exciting teams, NFC championship teams, back in, 2010, I want to say, with Brett Favre.
2009, where Brett Favre throws the cataclysmic game-losing interception to send the Saints to their Super Bowl in a game where he absolutely would have been able to beat Peyton Manning and the Colts defense. I vividly remember that one. And, of course, the flogging from the Eagles in the NFC Championship game, 38-7, the year they had Case Keenum in the Minnesota Miracle. That game was always destined to fail. They're like pulling off a last-second game-winning touchdown kind of drains the momentum heading into next week.
I do enjoy looking back at the graphic that was posted that conference championship weekend of the quarterbacks of the teams that were there. And it was Tom Brady, Nick Foles, Blake Bortles, and Case Keenum. Truly an Mount Rushmore of quarterbacks in the 2010s, you would say.
No, the best of the best, without doubt. I can't think of a single better quarterback than Blake Bortles.
Yeah, if only we got a
You're right.
Case Keenum Blake Bortles Super Bowl matchup. We were robbed.
I would have greatly enjoyed that as a Vikings fan. That seems like a game they could possibly win.
I was at a bowling alley watching the Minneapolis Miracle, and my jaw was on the floor. I was in the middle of a bowling lane, hands on my head, flabbergasted.
No, it was great because it was one of those moments where Minnesota does the thing Minnesota does and just blows a lead in spectacular and really painful fashion. And then they didn't lose the game somehow. It's the rare occasion they didn't screw things up. I think they just fumbled that, and that may be Bears ball.
Well, the whistle was blown. TJ looks like he was on the ground unless they just snatched it. Mr. Sewell doing a little dance in the end zone. TJ Hawkinson with sure hands. On the ground. Touched.
Surely that's a tackle. Just give them their 2 yards, fellas.
Ben Johnson has thrown the challenge flag. I don't know why he is challenging this. He is caught. TJ Hogson is on the ground. He is still on the ground. He is still on the ground. And then he is touched, and then the ball is punched out.
That is it depends entirely on if there's any contact prior to the ball being punched. We will get a full in-depth analysis, but I don't think there's enough here to overturn the call on the field.
Ben Johnson just cannot let the Vikings have anything. A little 2-yard TJ Hawkinson catch, can't let him have it.
Can't let him have it. It will be unbecoming of a coach of his caliber to give the Vikings 2 yards.
Looking at a McDonald's ad right now, unappetizing. McDonald's falling off a cliff. Look at me. If anybody's watching the stream, look at me. I know what I'm talking about. McDonald's, stupidly overrated. It's the baseline which makes it average.
I too enjoy pulling the size card when discussing food, but I will say the apple pies and the french fries are pretty good if you get the french fries at the right time.
Fair. Maybe it's because I'm like, you know what? I got $5. I'll get me a little McChicken, a little sweet tea, and that's, the lowest they got on the menu probably. But I'll still say, you want some fast food? Taco Bell's got a Lux box, incredible value. You know what I mean? Just head over there. It's just $3 more.
I will have at some 5-layer burritos from Taco Bell from time to time. Keep me young.
I'm a Crunchwrap guy. Love me a
Nothing wrong with a
Crunchwrap.
good crunch wrap. You got cookouts up there in Tennessee?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Very good product, that cookout.
Cookout sauce. My God, dude. My God. Cookout sauce. My lady gets the quesadilla sauce to dip her stuff in. Sensational. If y'all never had cookout, it's hard because I believe it's in Tennessee. It's in the Carolinas.
It's what? South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia, Tennessee, Virginia. They have any in Florida? I don't think so.
I don't think so. Not yet. Seems like they're reaching down there. Florida seems like a place that needs cookout.
Yeah, Florida's got its own fast food chains. They shouldn't get greedy.
But $8 get you a Cajun chicken sandwich, some fries, a chicken quesadilla, and a large sweet tea. Amen.
Amen. You can't complain about that. I enjoy their burgers, but obviously the milkshake is what you go for if you're chowing down a cookout. Those things. Oof.
And as a shocker to absolutely no one, the call stands as a non-fumble.
Oh, and I believe my internet just dipped out a little bit there.
We got the Vikings throwing out wide to Aaron Jones, who stiff arms his way to the 30-yard line. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 3. Very, very makeable for a Vikings offense that has not converted a single 3rd down. We'll see what we can do. 0 for 7 on third down, but they have not had a third down this little. We got 3rd and 2, J.J. McCarthy in shotgun. Running back to his left. J.J. lifting his leg, calling for the snap, and he receives it, and J.J.'s looking. He tosses it out right to Adam Thielen. Adam Thielen drops the football.
Adam Thielen, why did we even bring you in here?
Vikings wanting to...
We are going to make your wife cry over social media post again.
So excited about coming home, and on a key 3rd and 2, you drop the ball.
It's not good. Not good at all. I may have gone for that if I was KOC. Obviously, I don't know best. Your defense is playing a great game. But, oh, man, they got to get something going here. They can't just keep leaving those guys out on that side of the ball to get pounded over and over again by the Bears. Eventually, they're going to break.
You need to be able to convert these 3rd and 2s. And that was very convertible. Just came down to a drop pass. And you're right. It's deep in your own territory. It is still, you're only down by 11. It's 5 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Could be fine, but you need something. You need some momentum. But the Bears starting off at the 24-yard line, and that's a hand up to DeAndre Swift going right up the middle, and he's pushing and chucking his way forward for about a 9-yard game, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 1.
Most productive run of the evening Chicago's had on first down, setting them up in a very favorable 2nd and 1. Do you look to take a shot here if you're the Bears?
A little play action. Deep crosser to Roman Doomsday. Let us see it as 2nd and 1. Ball around the 33-yard line. Caleb Williams in single back formation, and that is a play action. Caleb Williams is looking, he's scanning, and he goes out left to DJ Moore. Hit before the first down marker, but seems to have reached over and gotten that first down.
Keeping the chains rolling. Fresh set of downs for Chicago.
Chains rolling, clock ticking. About 4 minutes and 40 seconds to go in this 3rd quarter. Ben Johnson trying to cook a drive. It's 17-6, but that offense really has not done anything.
No, outside the opening drive, held to a field goal offensively.
Caleb Williams ball at the 34-yard line. Single back formation, Caleb. DeAndre Swift up the middle. He goes forward for about 4 yards. It's going to bring up 2nd and 6.
You've got to wonder if Ben Johnson is going to get conservative with his play calling and just let his defense win him the game. Sometimes you don't have to be good, just got to be better than your opposition.
Hey, early in this drive, it seems 2 runs, quick pass to get that first down and go back to the run game. They haven't been able to run the ball, but they've been wearing this Vikings defense out. And that is a play action. Caleb Williams dropping back under some pressure, and he's rolling out to his right, and he escapes, and he's going. He's at the 50. And he steps out of bounds at the 48-yard line, getting into Vikings territory. Caleb Williams escaping the pressure yet again. Flashes of inconsistent in the pocket, unable to handle the pressure. Other times he is able to just roll out and escape it.
No, and not much going there on the right side, or excuse me, the left side of the Vikings defensive line. That was not a special contain. I believe that was Allen biting down. And now we've got Blake Cashman talking with the training staff on the field. Yay.
Now that you pointed it out, that big-ass McCaskey patch, it is impossible to miss. It is so – usually teams will put it on, put a little sticker on the helmet and be fine. Big, bright orange patch to let everybody know. Blake
No,
Cashman,
and maybe if you've got the matriarch of your dynasty dying after 50 years, you got to milk it a little bit, but still.
fair enough. Now, I'm not aware of Blake Cashman's game. If he is out for a significant amount of time in this game, you let everybody know how big that is.
Vikings were 1-2 in games that Blake Ashman didn't play in 2024. They only lost 3 games during the regular season. He's a big part of the defense.
All right, well, we got a 1st and 10, ball at the Vikings 48-yard line. Single back formation. That's a handoff to DeAndre Swift going right. And he is stood up, but he just keeps running. But is only able to get an extra 2 yards. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 7. Blake Cashman going into the blue tent.
Hopefully, he's not concussed. I believe that'd be his second, maybe his third he's sustained in his NFL career, although I'm not familiar with his time on the Jets. And now you're seeing the Cashman effect.
We got 2nd and 8. Caleb Williams single back formation. Loveland coming across the line on motion. And that's DeAndre Swift up the middle, and he is got some green. He's at the 35. And he's down at the 34. DeAndre Swift cooking a little bit. And as you said, your main linebacker gets hurt. That run defense takes a hit. Not good this late in this game.
Yeah, the Bears I've slipped a little bit ahead of you once again, but he is pivotal for what Minnesota does, and they're just not the same unit when he is out the field. But thankfully, that might be on the Vikings.
DeAndre Swift with a beautiful cut. And now we got single back again. Tristan taking the guns out. I just called you Tristan. That's my fault.
Yeah, I don't appreciate it. I'm putting my Hawaiian shirt back on now, if you wouldn't mind.
God damn it. We almost got the guns. We almost got the sex appeal in this. We've been missing it. I'm just in a hoodie. All my curl fro just hanging out in a messy kind of way, you know? Nobody wants to see that.
Is the curl fro the official name for that? I've never quite known what the haircut is. I've heard disparagingly called a flock of seagulls, but
We'll
the
call
curl
it
fro
that.
does sound better.
It seems like that. It seems more like a Seahawk nest. That is a offsides on the Vikings. It's going to bring up 1st and 5. We got Caleb Williams under center, single back, handing it to DeAndre Swift, who's going right, and he is met at the line, but just keeps running. Trucks his way forward for a 6-yard gain and a 1st down for the Chicago Bears.
Yeah, not good tackling by any stretch of the imagination. Apparently, DeAndre Swift a little more juice in the legs than we were giving him credit for in the first half, or they have finally started to break down that Vikings front seven. Benefit of running the ball a lot.
When you got DeAndre Swift flexing as if he is a prime Earl Campbell, you can't really be having that. You know, it's a bad day. Well, Caleb Williams under center yet again. That is a play action to DeAndre Swift, and Caleb Williams is looking, tossing out to DeAndre Swift, who's at the 20, he's at the 15. Seems to step out of bounds at the 13-yard line, but there is a flag. That is a holding call on Darnell Wright. That's going to back up the Chicago Bears, turning this into a 1st and 10, 1st and 20.
What can you do?
We're slowly losing him. He's slowly losing faith.
Oh, there's no loss of faith. It's just the annual depression of a Vikings loss and seeing people message me who I have not talked to in a good while come voice their opinions about the Minnesota sports teams.
Well, we got Caleb Williams in shotgun, running back to his right. 1st and 20. Caleb Williams is looking. He is tossing and overshoots Colston. That is not Colston Loveland. That is Cole Kmet. Not able to hit him, and that's going to bring up a 2nd and 20. Caleb Williams still a little accuracy struggles. He had Cole Kmet, but just overthrew him by a lot.
Still still, even when things are going right for the Chicago Bears, oh, please. Oh, fellas. Please, please, please. Again, I've slipped ahead of you. I apologize.
Hey, I'll take the reaction and then we'll see what happened. Caleb Williams dropping back. He's looking, escapes a sack again, escapes another, but gets tripped up. And what did he just do? What the hell was that? Goes sideways and tries to throw it out of bounds, but it seems to just slip out of his hand. It does roll out of bounds, but seems like they're going to rule this a incomplete pass and also an intentional grounding.
I don't know if that qualifies as intentional grounding. I'll be honest. I think he may have been able to get out the tackle box, but gift horses and mouths, you're not taking a good look at them right now. And Minnesota needs every single stallion they can if they want to pull this game out.
That is intentional grounding. That's going to bring up a third and about 35, if I'm right. Third and 30.
Yeah, again, they picked this up. I'm leaving. I'm going to go. I don't know what I'll do.
Penalties continuing to kill the Chicago Bears. They're thankful the Vikings offense has not been able to do anything. But we got 5 seconds left in the third quarter. Last play of the third quarter, you would think. A third and 30. Still in field goal range, relatively. We got Caleb Williams dropping back and dumps it off to Zacchaeus, who just gains about 10, 15 yards. That's going to be the end of the third quarter. And when we return, probably going to be another field goal.
Can only hope he misses, but that is some quality defensive football on one hand. On the other hand, a really uninspiring effort from both teams offensively to start their campaigns. Obviously, the Vikings feeling more disappointed, but if you're a Bears fan, you cannot be happy about how this passing attack has looked. Williams still not being able to consistently find his guys, escaping dirty pockets, but the fact these pockets are still dirty is not a great sign for the O-line.
I almost said it again. DeAndre Swift really starting to heat up on that drive, but they were able to cool him off partially due to penalties, but also due to tightening up on defense. You're very happy to hold them to a field goal here and keep it within 2 scores.
Oh, I don't know. That feels like a big set of points here. I don't know if 2 touchdowns are going to happen this game.
Hey, well, what have we been saying all stream, all game? Anything can happen. Anything.
Josh Allen did throw for 250 yards in the fourth quarter last evening, so if JJ could just do that, we're in business.
Absolutely. We got a flag football ad. I was never put in flag football as a kid because they said, yo, if you're going to play football, you're actually going to get in there. You're going to be a man about it. Put on them pads and go get CTE, boy.
Put that hand in the dirt, big fella. That's how it goes. Yeah. You're not blessed to be a skinny child. You do not get the luxury of tugging another lad's flag. You've got to go helmet to helmet with an 8th grader who got held back 3 years.
Absolutely. Sad. You know, I would have loved to play flag football, but, you know, they're like, can you run a route? No. Can you throw the ball? No. What are you doing here? You belong on the line. We don't block.
That is the nature of things, though. From the jump, I had no delusions, even growing up liking running backs and what. No delusions of what I'd play. I had some mild delusions about playing defensive line, but those were also quickly dashed. And off to the offensive side of the ball I went, never to return.
I always.
On the bright side, I can now diagram a bunch of running plays nobody cares about. On the downside, I slammed my head into another dude's for 8 years
Santos
straight.
Misses the field goal. So, hey.
How have you gotten ahead of me again?
I just refreshed my game. It froze on me, so I refreshed it. Carlos Santos lines up as it pops up again and just misses right. He flirted with it in the first half, and now he just misses it entirely. The score stays 17-6, and the Vikings are going to take over right there.
Again, good starting field position for the Minnesota Vikings. They have to capitalize on one of these drives. They need to get points. They need to let their defense catch their wind. Otherwise, this game will get ugly very soon.
And
JJ
JJ
McCarthy,
McCarthy
it's not on you, but some of it is.
starts off under center at the Vikings 40-yard line. JJ takes the snap, handing off to Jordan Mason, going up the middle, and he is chugging. He's trucking along for a gain of about 8. That's going to bring up 2nd and 2 around midfield.
Finally, a productive run on first down. Not a little 3-4 yard dribbler. Good 2nd and short setup. Now, maybe take the top off the defense, try to throw it around a little bit.
You are down
Something Minnesota's been hesitant to do, run up the middle on 3rd down. So
Blake
maybe
Cashman
this
questionable with a hamstring, or he's out with a hamstring. My apologies. It's another handoff to Jordan Mason, and he's up the middle. He's at the 45. He's at the 40, and he is down at the 35-yard line. A tremendous pickup for the Minnesota Vikings, and that's going to be a 1st down and 10.
By far their best run of the night, and reminiscent in a way of that Michigan offense, just pounding it up the middle, making life easier for McCarthy. Will we see another handoff up the gut, or will JJ finally be able to pass off one of these?
A lot less Aaron Jones than I was expecting. Then again, I'm not in talks around training camp or anything.
Again, it's a sledgehammer screwdriver situation. There are going to be weeks where Aaron Jones gets a bigger workload, but it appears the interior of the Bears' defensive line and their linebackers with TJ Edwards out are susceptible.
And as we are talking, JJ throws an absolute laser to Justin Jefferson, who steps out of bounds around the 16-yard line. The Vikings are now in the red zone, putting together a bit of a drive here.
McCarthy standing in the pocket, taking that hit and delivering the ball to his star receiver.
And here we go.
The double coverage doesn't matter.
I'm all in. This game has been a bit of a slug. That 3rd quarter. Real drag to get through. It's getting real exciting now. 1st and 10, ball at the 17-yard line. Handoff. Jordan Mason going up the right. And he's down at the 13-yard line. Gain of about 6. That's going to be 2nd and 4.
Just keep chugging. Just keep picking up those yards. Make life easier. Hand it off again. Put another hit on that defense, which is starting to bend. Make them break.
Are you ahead of me again? You caught up or are you behind?
I'm at 2nd and 5. It is 12:37 on the clock right now.
Okay, yeah, I'm about 10 seconds ahead of you. We got JJ single back. He fake toss. JJ rolling out to his left and launches, but it is knocked down by Montez Sweat.
3rd deflection of the evening from the Bears defensive line, I believe. They are not letting JJ release that sucker low.
That's the first time, that's the first time Montez Sweat really mentioned. JJ crouching down, hoping to not get smothered by Montez Sweat. Had a receiver in the corner of the end zone, but just couldn't get it to him, and that's 3rd and 5. JJ McCarthy in shotgun, and he takes it, and he's dropping, and he's looking, and he launches it to the end zone, and that is a touchdown for the Minnesota Vikings. Justin Jefferson. And this just got real interesting. I've heard
putting balls in tight windows. JJ McCarthy just threw that ball through a mouse hole. Exceptional pass by McCarthy. The best throw he's had all night by a wide margin, in between 2 defenders, finding the best receiver in football. And suddenly the Vikings offense has life. Suddenly we've got a game.
Straight up the middle. JJ had to laser that thing in there, and he was able to. That's a 12-yard touchdown. Points on the board for my fantasy team. And the Vikings going for 2, trying to make it a field goal game. And JJ is in the shotgun. Aaron Jones to his left. And JJ McCarthy is dropping back, and he's looking under a bit of pressure. That might be a hold, and he's spinning, and he launches to the end zone. And it is incomplete, so even if that's a holding penalty, probably going to be declined.
Hopefully a defensive holding penalty. You never know. That looks to be a flag in the secondary, but we will see.
Oh, illegal use of hands. That's going to be a retry.
Yard closer. Let's see.
Dio
Does
Degbo
that hand drift up? Yes, it does. Under the chin.
under the chin and in the throat. Hands just a little
Cannot
too
do
high.
that.
Has got to be in that chest. Can't be around the neck. Can't be around the head.
Had great success with Jordan Mason this drive. Do you hand it off to him and let him do the dirty work to pick up the 2? I think you do.
You got to trust that offensive line to get that push necessary. As you said, they've been running it up the middle for great success, as the great Borat says. And JJ is under center. Jordan Mason is back there, but he fakes it to him.
Ah!
Toss out to Ed Oliver. That's not Ed Oliver, but he gets tackled before the end zone. Failed 2-point conversion.
Good coverage there by the Bears. Maybe JJ could put that out in front a little bit more, but 2 men to that side, that play was never really set up to succeed.
I hate that I said Ed Oliver. Who is that?
No, I don't blame you. He had a fantastic game for the Bears or for the Bills last evening.
He did.
He's the early frontrunner to win Defensive Player of the Year. 2.5 sacks and the forced fumble on Derrick Henry.
I have really loved Ed Oliver since he came out of the University of Houston, but this game just got a whole lot more interesting. The Vikings finally able to put a good drive on the field. It only took 4 quarters.
Hey, man, J.J. McCarthy's first game in the NFL, there was going to be some growing pains. If he has worked through those growing pains in a mere 3 quarters, more power to him. Vikings defense needs to stop, and we need to see another touchdown drive from Minnesota. I noticed the protection held up a lot better because the Bears got popped in the mouth by Jordan Mason that drive. Hopefully, KOC keeps that in mind when they get the ball back.
Absolutely. Ben Johnson under a little bit of pressure because now the Bears, you can't just coast on that run game. Vikings looking dangerous to get that ball back and score. Of course, they were able to keep them out of the end zone for that 2-point conversion, making it a little harder.
No, Chicago's definitely looking to kick that field goal, get back to a touchdown game.
You piece of shit.
Oh, me?
Nah, fly flew directly in my vision and just stayed there like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do about it? Do something.
Take a swing on me while I hover in front of your expensive computer and webcam. You won't.
We were talking about, did you play College Football 25?
A little bit, yeah. My
I
brother had a PS4 and he stayed with me for a few weeks, so I ran a dynasty or 2.
It took me a while to get into it, but right now I'm on year 3 of a Syracuse dynasty. I'm in it. Once you really, if you just sit down and immerse yourself in it, it's addicting. The gameplay still stupidly overrated, but
I mean, it's about as good as a football game's been in recent memory, so gift horses and mouths. You can't really complain that much.
yeah. Depending on who you ask, you'll get different answers on what the golden years of Madden was. For me, it was 2008 through 2012. That was my
Whatever
stuff.
Madden you grew up in were like, I'm going to say, like in the 8 to 15-year-old range, somewhere in there. Whatever one you played then was the best Madden.
Fair.
That's
Fair.
what I've heard from everyone I ask. With the one you're nostalgic about, pre-high school, maybe early high school, mostly middle school, man. Everyone thinks that Madden's the best.
And it is a
Is that
very
an inaccurate
subjective
assessment of
thing.
when you played it?
Whatever floats your boat, just play the game. I don't care. I will say every Madden since Madden 12 has been asked, but that's my opinion. That's what I think.
Not even a fan of God. What was the one which had Adrian Peterson on the cover? What was the one that had Odell one-handed catch? That one's fairly well regarded.
That was
Madden
15. AP was Madden 25, the 25th anniversary. But we do got the Bears getting clotheslined at the 25-yard line. My God. As we peek back into this game.
So get a look at the 2-point conversion again. We just see, yeah, that's good coverage. JJ maybe could have put that out in front of him or led him a bit, but that is just good flow and good coverage by the Chicago Bears defense. And not exactly a great angle of attack towards the end zone either.
No. Not at all, but that is completely fine if the Vikings are able to stop the Chicago Bears, get the ball back in J.J. McCarthy's hands. See what we can do. Ball at the 25-yard line. Caleb Williams in the shotgun. 12:09 left to go in the fourth quarter. Caleb Williams takes the snap, and he's looking. He is sacked! Caleb Williams sacked back at the 15-yard line. Javon Hargrave.
Welcome to Minnesota, Javon.
And for the first time today, Caleb Williams does not evade the waiting arms of that Minnesota Vikings defense.
No, he won. I believe that is Odunze. It could have been more in motion. Picked up by Cam Bynum, I believe, and just nowhere to go. Couldn't get to his second read before the interior of that offensive line caved in by Jonathan Allen and Javon Hargrave.
That's going to bring up a 2nd and 18. And DeAndre Swift is met in the backfield.
Vikings
Eric
defense
Wilson,
starting to swarm.
The pair of Eric Wilson and Ivan Pace Jr. taking him down a yard before the line of scrimmage. And that is 3rd and 19 very quickly. Only a minute has passed, and the Bears are facing a 3rd and long.
Eric Wilson also made that tackle on the kickoff. He is stepping up admirably for Blake Cashman, but can he hold up in coverage? Money
Caleb
down
Williams
for him
in the shotgun. 3rd and 19. Caleb Williams seeming to be on their heels. DJ Moore, or that's Rome Odunze motioning out, and he gets the swing pass, and that seems to be batted down by Andrew Van Ginkel. 4th and 19. Very quick 3 and out.
Andrew Van Ginkel was statistically the greatest defender of screen passes in NFL history in 2024. I am not making that up. The success rate in throwing a screen at him was 12% when he got a clean release on the outside. Multiple interceptions, 1 pick six, just elite deflection, elite tackles for loss from Van Ginkel. You cannot throw screens to his side of the field. Ben Johnson should know that.
But this punt is away. The Vikings might get this. Miles Price takes it at the 30. He's at the 35. He's at the 40. Cuts back, and he's at the 45. He's at the 50. And the Vikings going to start in Bears territory at the 48-yard line. The Vikings feeling themselves right now.
You know what it's time for, Jackie? It's time for some more runs up the middle with Jordan Mason. You've got Chicago on their heels. You've just pounded them defensively. You've just pounded them with your O-line. Keep going. Do not let your foot off the gas. Come out of this commercial break swinging with your big 220, 230-pound running back.
Isaiah says, treat this like it is 1943. I want to see jumbo sets. I want to see 2-3 yard pickups.
What on earth is a forward pass?
There you go. Come on, ride the float. And it's fully AI. It's a fully AI commercial. I'm sorry?
Well, I'm going to go grab another drink of water. At least no one was harmed in the making of it then.
No one was.
Only the trees.
The Vikings really impressing me with how they've come back. We'll see what J.J. McCarthy can cook out, but the Vikings really dead in the water for most of this game. And in the fourth quarter, they seemingly have just flipped a switch and have been able to do whatever they wanted to on offense, and were able to get the Bears a quick 3 and out. And we'll see if they can keep it up. Don't show me. They just showed me a Bo Nix jersey. Why would they do that? I know I'm wearing the Eagles hoodie. I'm wearing the Eagles hoodie. Not a good look because I'm a Titans fan. I guess not technically a bad look, but you get what I'm saying. I'm just rambling right now. How you doing? How's your day been? How you doing? I haven't checked the stream, so if there's like comments or anything, I do apologize for that. I hope you left a comment. I hope you subscribe. I post videos every Wednesday. Isaiah, I'll get him to promote it at the end of the game, but Isaiah, part of the ThiccManInc boys, him and Tristan, go subscribe over there. Lovely lads. Been mutuals on TikTok for how long now?
Sorry, what was that?
How long have we been mutuals on TikTok? It's been a couple of years now.
Oh, no. Ever since you made a video screaming about how I was underrating Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah. I remember specifically, I said you were underrating Ryan Tannehill in the video with a shirt off. Disgusting. And the only comment that was left was, put a shirt on. So I responded to that just slapping my stomach. Going, Gibby. I remember that.
The classic iCarly humor.
Oh yeah.
But the ThiccManInc brand is open to criticism. We generally follow people who stitch us as long as they're borderline coherent.
Hmm.
Oh, get him.
Are you now ahead of me?
Somehow. I'm at 1026.
Yeah. Let the people know what's going on as I refresh my game.
Jones, his best carry of the evening, a demon up the middle, a quick 9 yards, suddenly second and one, perhaps a passing down for Minnesota. The Vikings offense has life. Jones again lined up deep in the backfield. Single back set, motioning a tight end in. Ball snapped, handed off. No, it's a fake. Play action. McCarthy steps up over the middle, just through the hands of Justin Jefferson.
Mm, that's a 3rd and 1. Somehow, I don't like. My God, dude. I'm gonna refresh that again. That's like you started off exactly what I was seeing, and then it just slowed down.
You've got to catch that, JJ. Oh,
This,
man.
what is it? The deal right now, opening weekend, star receivers just dropping balls. You had CD Lamb, you had Calvin Ridley in my game. Now you got Justin Jefferson.
Star receiver, really, Jackie? Star receiver, Calvin Ridley.
I had to slip it in. You know I had to slip that in.
I think he could have got like AJ Brown, Jamar Chase, who I also think had drops this weekend, but just try and slide, CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson, Calvin Ridley. These things, they just the stars.
Yeah, but you
That's a
know what?
brutal drop,
I
though.
can't bring up AJ Brown though. I can't. It's awkward because I'm wearing the Eagles hoodie, so people might
I was
tune
gonna
into
say I
that.
saw you making some TikTok about people coming together and unifying today for some reason. I saw the Eagles hood and I almost commented
Yeah,
about
man.
how ironic that was.
Yeah, I've made several videos with the Eagles hoodie, and I'll get like "Go Birds." I'll be like, "Hell yeah, brother!" And then people will
Hell
ask
yeah,
like,
brother.
why do you keep talking about the Titans? Aren't you an Eagles fan?" No, Eagles are my
AJ
second
Brown
team.
just personally sent me this hoodie.
To
He
are
said,
you?
Jackie, I know you were torn up when I got traded. Have this merchandise.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. I left a DM in AJ. It was a voice note, just sneezing, crying, wiping my nose, saying, "Please, please," and he sent me the hoodie. He was like, "I got you, dude."
Traylon Burks send you anything?
Outside of headaches, outside of migraines, no.
I do feel bad for him. He did not choose to be the direct AJ Brown replacement.
That was ridiculous. Within what 20 minutes, you found out that AJ Brown was heading to the Eagles, and then the Titans draft the guy whose NFL comparison was AJ Brown. What are we supposed to do? What are we talking about?
Oh, I think 26 may have just torn his Achilles. That's rough.
Hey, he's had a really good game, so that is rough. That Bears secondary already dealing with a couple injuries. I seem to be
Unfortunately,
still a
I've
little
seen that.
behind you, but that's all right. That's all right.
Unfortunately, I've seen that movement pattern a few too many times in the NBA in terms of grabbing the calf. Hopefully, it's just like a tweak or something.
We got 3rd and 1. JJ under center. JJ motioning Justin Jefferson. That's going to be play action. JJ's looking and he tosses. Just trying to get it out of there. Apparently looking for Jalen Naylor, but there is a flag.
I don't know if that's going to be intentional grounding or pass interference. That ball was a long way away from Jalen Naylor. We are about to find out. Looks like they're pointing at the Chicago Bears.
Is this another roughing the passer penalty?
No, I don't think so. It's the referee in the secondary threw that flag. Yep, that's it.
It is pass interference. I
Tyreek
mean,
Stevenson. Who else?
he is all over Jalen Naylor. Crowd doesn't
Really
like
a
it, but they are
penalty.
Bears fans. You can't really expect anything less.
He didn't need to commit that penalty. JJ was getting smoked. That ball was not getting to him.
No, that was very clearly just JJ throwing it out because he needed to throw it out. But the Vikings have it at the Bears' 27-yard line. JJ's in the shotgun, and JJ dropping back.
Yes!
He's looking, he tosses it, and wide open, Aaron Jones, and that is a touchdown with the Vikings taking the lead with 9 minutes and 46 seconds left to go in this game.
He's a demon on wheels, folks, but that's not Speed Racer. It's Aaron Jones. I don't know what you're talking about, that wide open crap. That is a decently covered pass, just perfectly in between two defenders. Not even a wheel route, just no. Is that wide open? That ain't wide open.
That is not.
It was open. It wasn't wide.
No, he was open. He had a step, but there was two defenders in the vicinity. JJ McCarthy threw it, dropped it right into Aaron Jones' hands, and that's a touchdown. And the Vikings going for two again. JJ in the shotgun. Play clock 3-2. JJ throws it out. And that is Adam Thielen not dropping this one.
Oh, Adam Thielen dropping the ball would have been the better comparison for a star receiver than Calvin Ridley. But just look at that. The old man still got it. Unk, as the kids call him.
The old man coming out of the nursing home to catch this 2-point conversion. That was a good route. That was a smart route. Real intelligent route from Adam Thielen.
High
Jones picking up the blitz to give JJ just a second more time.
That route just lets you know Adam Thielen is someone you want your daughter dating, folks. The Vikings have jumped back on top with two dynamic drives from JJ McCarthy back to back. Flip this game on its head.
JJ really feeling himself now. Again, it took 4 quarters, but hey, rookie quarterback. It's not like this is the star guy in the Super Bowl right now. It's week 1, primetime TV. JJ really showing up in the 4th quarter.
No, and maybe it is me just tooting his own horn, being a Michigan fan. JJ McCarthy was clutch in college. Just really, really clutch. When the games mattered, when he had to go out there and win them, even the TCU game, which people give him flack for throwing Michigan out of, he's the reason they got back into that game in the second half. He did it through the air. He won them a lot of close games. He was just execute at the highest levels on game-winning drives, on 4th downs, in clutch moments. And seemingly, that is happening here. Obviously aided by the Chicago Bears and their sloppy defense at 100-some yards and penalties. But the Vikings are a team who forces penalties. It is hard to cover Justin Jefferson, DJ Hawkinson, and really anyone else when you are dealing with star players like that. PIs will happen. As now I've just talked for a minute straight.
Hey, you're hyped up. Vibes are high, you know?
The vibes are immaculate. They can get another stop here and score another touchdown. The vibes are going to be through the roof.
I didn't know you were a Michigan fan.
No, that one I've actually got an explanation for. That's where my dad went to school. My brother went to law school.
Fair enough.
Now, I was not good enough to play football there. I had to go to the bottom rungs of the Division I ladder at Furman, as you can see by the shirt. But still, I got to root for somebody. And unlike the Paladins, who are 2-0 with wins over William & Mary and Presbyterian, shout out to them. They've got Devin Hester Jr. returning kicks for them at a pretty high level.
Nice.
But I pull for Big Blue. I was at the Ohio State game in 2023.
Was that the first time they beat them?
No, that was the 3rd time. That was the national championship year.
But speaking of shout out, this Vikings defense again showing up, stuffing DeAndre Swift at the line of scrimmage. That's 2nd and 10, 9:15 left in this 4th quarter and ticking.
Linebackers walked up, showing pressure, bailing out late, though. Caleb Williams steps up in the pocket and
launches it to the middle, and that is Roma Doomsday getting a first down.
No two ways about it. If Chicago wants to move the ball, they're going to have to do it through the air.
Caleb Williams, again, showing some level of pocket presence, stepping up and just sidearming it to his guy.
The benefit of getting the hell beaten out of him in 2024, Caleb Williams understands a pocket. He gets the pressure. He knows when he's about to be hit, and maybe he drifts back into some of that too much, but he is calm in these situations.
Caleb again stepping up, rolling out to his right, being chased, but he's rolling. He escapes. He's looking. Steps out of bounds. 4 yards
Did
trying
he
to
step
do.
out, or did he get that? He might have got that one out.
He may have got that out. I heard the whistle. I thought he stepped out.
I do not have audio, so I will take your word for it then. But I saw the camera follow that ball.
They're saying he did step out. That's going to be 2nd and 14. Trying to show off a little
Javon
USC
Hargrave
pizzazz, but this is not the Pac-12.
It's not Canada either. He would have been inbounds by about 2 yards there if this was the CFL. Maybe his future team will be a Canadian team, but we have yet to see.
We got 2nd and 14. Caleb Williams in shotgun. Caleb takes a snap, and he's looking. He's throwing. Oh, my God.
Just
he had
overthrown.
Rome Doomsday, but threw him a little too high. Rome would have been cracked if he did catch it, though.
Rome would have been cracked if Harrison Smith traveled with the team.
But that's going to bring up 3rd and 14. Too high for Roma Doomsday. Bit of a hospital ball. Bit of a really, really dangerous throw.
No complaints, though. Good defense there by the Vikings secondary. The awareness not to pick up the 15-yard penalty and just go for the deflection.
We got 3rd and 14. Bears at their own 43-yard line. Caleb takes the snap, and he's going. He looks outright and don't know what he was really looking at. 2 guys in the vicinity, but the ball wasn't really near either of them. Relatively clean pocket, just completely misses his guys. That's going to be 4th down for the Bears. They're going to punt it. They're going to have to punt this back. And let's see what Minnesota can do. Let's see if the Vikings, I mean, you have to think they get a touchdown right here. That might be game.
They got.
Oh my God! And the punt is halfway blocked. It does still roll, but the punt is severely weakened by a tip.
Eric Wilson again. Special teams and defensive excellence from him tonight in the stead of Blake Cashman. I'm sorry, I'm stepping on your calls again, but man.
Eric Wilson just blows past that blocker and gets a hand on that ball. Since that you are correct, Eric Wilson seemingly everywhere on the field, special teams, on the defense. Throw him at running back. Let's get him some offensive plays.
Now, the running back situation is fine. Throw him at left tackle.
Let's see if he can block. Let's see if he can get Montez Sweat into the dirt. But we got JJ at their own 32-yard line, single back formation. JJ McCarthy takes the snap. Jordan Mason goes to his right, and he's at the 40. He's got the 45. He's got the 50. And he rumbles down to the Bears' 48-yard line. That's going to be a 1st down in Bears territory.
Hard-nosed running out of that 2 tight end set. You love seeing that. Just the Red Sea parting. And while Jordan Mason may not have that top-tier speed, his jump cut is nice, and he will run through an arm tackle.
Beautiful cut. 1, 2, 3. Shakes off Kevin Byard and crosses midfield. The Vikings continuing this momentum. Continuing to just keep moving the ball, and they're in single back formation again. J.J. McCarthy takes the snap, hands up to Jordan Mason, going up the middle, and that time he's met at the line.
A really clean run blitz by Chicago there, just caving in that right side, following the pullers.
I mean, they need
Cowboy collar spotted.
Soon enough, they commit to stopping that inside run. You get Hawkinson up the seam. You get Justin Jefferson single coverage. Something's going to pop off, especially in a weakened DB room that the Bears have right now. But it is 2nd and 10 from the Bears' 49-yard line. JJ in the shotgun formation. Adam Thielen coming across the line. JJ taking the snap, and he launches, and that's TJ Hawkinson with a 9-yard gain. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 1.
Absolute laser to Hawkinson there. Just a really fast ball getting right where it needed to be despite tight coverage by a safety. Interesting spot here. Do you go play action to let JJ roll for it, or do you just keep trying to pound it up the middle with Jordan Mason?
JJ now with a respectable stat line because of this fourth quarter mainly. Before this fourth quarter, may have had around 50, 60 yards passing if. Now he's up to about 122 with 2 touchdowns.
Just got to keep
clock
it together.
Rolling at 5 minutes and 25 seconds. Let's see if this is another handoff. What are they thinking it's a handoff? Aaron Jones dives over Jaquan Brisker for the first down.
Jaquan Brisker made him work for that. We go to the shot of the dude in the Mike Ditka sweater vest, long sleeve shirt, and tie combo in the crowd, not looking pleased. A hard hit, but not enough to stop Aaron Jones.
Fourth quarter yards, the Vikings with 126 and the Bears with -1. It has been all Minnesota Vikings since the start of this fourth quarter.
Shout out to Brian Flores. Shout out to him.
All right, we got first and 10. JJ McCarthy, single back formation, ball at the Bears' 38-yard line. JJ hands off, and that's Jordan Mason again.
Aaron
Jones. Down
to
about the 34. No, that is Aaron Jones. I'm still bad. I still can't see, dog. I need some glasses.
I think they both got threads, and the side angle's not doing you too much good. You can tell the difference in speed between Aaron Jones and Jordan Mason. Mason's got way more power, but the acceleration on Jones, he is hitting top speed before getting that ball, particularly lined up 7 deep like that.
The Vikings milking this clock. 2nd and 7. 4:05 left to go in the fourth quarter. JJ single back formation again.
Wide open.
JJ fakes Aaron Jones, and he is looking that way. Aaron Jones with the ball at the 30, and he's at the 25. And he gets the first down to the 22-yard line. That is going to be another first down for the Vikings. Josh Oliver. That's him. Josh Oliver. That's the tight end.
Did I not say that?
Huh?
I should have said that. I knew it was Josh Oliver. I'm not trying to sound like a Poindexter. Did I not correct you on that?
No, I think you were too hyped up about you were too hyped up about everything. But we got 1st and 10. Jordan Mason in the backfield with JJ McCarthy under center. JJ.
Yeah.
Handoff to Jordan Mason going up the middle, and he's met about 2 yards behind the line. Gets nowhere else. That's the 2nd down.
And the Bears know Minnesota wants to keep the ball on the ground. They want to milk this clock, and they've got no reason to take it to the air unless they need to. So they are just run blitzing excessively. That'll slow down even the best running backs. But something has got to open up over the top if this keeps up.
And you're not going to have any success running that way with Christian Darisaul's replacement playing the way he is. But we'll see what the Vikings get done. 3 minutes and 15 seconds left. Ball at the 24-yard line. 2nd and 11. JJ McCarthy in the shotgun. JJ takes the snap, and he's looking. He's scanning. Wide receiver screen. Justin Jefferson has it, and he gets taken down about a yard short of the marker. That's going to be a 3rd down.
3rd and 1 once again. I'm sorry. I don't think JJ is going to get you the 23 points that you need to win your fantasy matchup, but another great catch for him.
Unfortunately not, but that is all good. It's all good over here. Oh, I got Hawk too somewhere.
Now there you go. Hawk's got a few targets. I don't think he's got it in the end zone, but
no. Justin Jefferson 4 for 44 and a touchdown. It is 3rd and 1. The Bears do burn a timeout to stop this clock with 2 minutes and 59 seconds left to go. And there's Eric Wilson. Very, very, very key player. You can argue the MVP of this little comeback of the fourth quarter.
Clearly the defensive player of the game.
All right, the Vikings still trying to milk this clock. 3rd and 1. 2 minutes and 59 seconds left to go. JJ comes out in shotgun with Jordan Mason to his right. 3 receivers to his left. Adam Thielen in motion. That's a handoff. That's a fake, and JJ McCarthy has green. He has green, and he is in the end zone. JJ McCarthy.
He's so good at football. He's so good at football.
with
The
another
Vikings
score.
have a quarterback for the first time in my life.
J.J. McCarthy, 14-yard rushing touchdown. A fake to Jordan Mason up the middle. The Bears completely commit to it, and that leaves J.J. McCarthy with nothing but green and the end zone.
Fantastic. Set it up all night. KOC, the mastermind, the genius, just baiting him into it. Never a thought McCarthy would roll out and utilize his legs. Some say superior to Caleb Williams' legs. Just cruising into that end zone, perfectly waiting once he got in that open field to explode through the gap. Beautiful block by Hawkinson, too. You have got to love that if you are a Minnesota Vikings and Michigan football fan. Fearless running from McCarthy.
And all of a sudden, you blink, and the Minnesota Vikings have scored 21 points in this fourth quarter to go up 27-17.
JJ's fired up, KOC's fired up, and I'm fired up, Jackie. I'll be back in a moment. I gotta go live tweet Theo Ash.
Go ahead. Really, really impressive stuff from J.J. McCarthy. As he said, at Michigan, very, very clutch player, and he was not lying about that. J.J. McCarthy was extremely clutch. One of his best traits coming out of Michigan in last year's draft. Benefited from sitting down probably, but 3 quarters it looked like, man, is JJ the guy? JJ's really struggling to get stuff done. He's not seeing the field. He's underthrowing. He's inaccurate. But now he's mobile. The decisions are great. He's throwing dots. He's throwing lasers, making the correct decision. JJ looking like a very, very solid quarterback, and the Bears not able to do anything on offense. And because they're not able to do anything on offense, their defense gets tired. But now the Bears down 10 points. Under 3 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. Not impossible for the comeback. You do only have one timeout, though. It's a long shot, but not impossible. We'll see what can happen. All right, we got Caleb Williams in the shotgun. DeAndre Swift switching from the right to the left side. Ball at the 35-yard line. Caleb Williams takes the snap, and he's looking. He's throwing, and he's got a wide open Cole Kmet down at the 35-yard line, and the Bears are running up to the line. A massive gain, setting up the Bears in Vikings. Oh, he barely caught it.
The Bears moving.
Cole Kmet barely got that. Caleb Williams rushed up to the line, and he has got DJ Moore, but he completely misses him. That's going to be a 2nd and 10. You missed a Cole Kmet one-handed catch deep into Vikings territory.
Did he overthrow that one too? For Kmet to have to make a one-hander on? That's terrible.
Yeah, and DJ, you can't get more open than that in the NFL, and he just completely misses DJ Moore. Cole Kmet said, Colston Loveland, you will not take my job. But Caleb Williams now in the shotgun. Ball at the Vikings 33-yard line. Caleb Williams is dropping back, and he's looking. He's throwing out to the right, and again overthrows his intended target. Too high for DeAndre Swift, and that's going to bring up a 3rd and 10. The Vikings just lose DJ Moore on that previous play. And Caleb just doesn't step up and hit him.
Weakness of the Vikings defense is their cornerback room. Great teams will exploit that. Great quarterbacks will exploit that. But unfortunately, it appears Caleb Williams, at least tonight, is not able to find more. Then again, that may be past
3rd and 10.
surely.
Launching.
On his back again.
Overthrows again, but he got hit that time.
There's a flag.
That might be a roughing the passer. If that was too high, that might be.
I think that's PI based off where they're showing the flag.
All right. Illegal contact, they're saying?
Boy, that could be in a lot of places.
That's an automatic first down. The Vikings bailing out the Bears.
It's been called soft one way all night. You can't complain about being called soft the other way, but I don't know about that.
It looks like Byron Murphy Jr. But the Bears now have it at the Vikings' 29-yard line. 2 minutes and 16 seconds left to go in this game. Caleb is in the shotgun. Caleb
Again,
Williams takes the snap, and he's looking under pressure and gets snatched. Is able to find DJ Moore, but DJ drops it, and that looks bad. DJ is down.
Williams is down 2 in the backfield. Both Williams and Moore absolutely crushed by the Vikings defense, and there is a flag.
There is a flag. DJ seemed to get his head crushed between two Minnesota Vikings helmets. Caleb Williams hit a little high as well by Ivan Pace Jr. Oh, my God. Headshots make me...
I don't.
He is too high.
It's
That
not
is
a
helmet
good.
to helmet on the quarterback. It's, you got to say that you got to throw the flag there.
It is, and it's an unavoidable penalty. I think the hit on Moore was clean, just a rib crusher. Got low on that. The issue is Pace is jumping up with his hands in the air. It's going face mask to face mask with Williams trying to block the pass.
Yeah. And
But
DJ
I'm
was,
curious.
it seems, who's 24? Who's that safety? Or that corner?
44 is Metellus. I know. I think 24 is the backup. That might be Isaiah Rogers. I know he's new. I don't know his number yet.
Well, he does barely miss DJ Moore's head by inches, but DJ does get crushed enough to where he lays on the ground, which I would too. I don't blame him.
Yeah, the hit in the ribs is not a great feeling.
But they are looking at DJ. 2 minutes and 12 seconds. Bears now have it in the red zone. The Bears trying to do something, trying to get some momentum, but getting helped out with these penalties. DJ is standing up, thankfully.
I would be shocked if he did not spend a little bit of time in the medical tent. That has got to be at the very least bruised and hopefully not, but maybe broken ribs. Just crushed in the chest.
24 is Jay Ward, who is starting in the place of Harrison Smith tonight. Harrison Smith out with an illness, I believe, right?
Undisclosed illness. Yes, some are calling it long COVID. I am calling it the sickness of the soul. No, he can finally rest easy and collect a ring after his long journey in Minnesota with J.J. McCarthy as his quarterback.
DJ Moore able to walk out on his own weight, but very well, he is now bending over.
That is not a good feeling. I've broken a few ribs in my day. That is not good for the old diaphragm.
Ben Johnson not going out to help DJ Moore. A sign of bad leadership, I would say. Maybe not a good
Well, no doubt, but DJ Moore is not a great leader either, so it's really negatives multiplying against each other there.
Is this distasteful? Are those two comments distasteful?
How much is DJ Moore making this year? $30 million? Could be a little distasteful.
As big of a star receiver as Calvin Ridley, you would say?
Probably slightly larger, but not much. Last year was pretty bad for Moore.
We do got
this year's
Caleb
starting
in the
out
empty
forward.
set, 1st and 10 from the 14-yard line.
Touchdown.
Caleb takes the snap, and he's looking, and he's taking off. He's at the 10. He's at the 5. And he reaches across. Are they going to give it to him? There is a flag.
That looks like it's in the backfield.
That is a touchdown, but there is a flag. Bears able to put together a relatively quick drive, but what is this flag going to be?
That's out of bounds, I think, before he got to the touchdown. But even then, they're set up in amazing field position if that isn't a holding call.
The penalty is against the defense, but it seems Caleb Williams is just a hair short, so the Bears are going to have this within inches of the goal line.
Even a one-play stop here would be big for the Vikings because it keeps the clock rolling, gets them down to the 2-minute warning. If the Bears can score here and kick the ball off well, they can effectively stop the clock twice for free.
They are reviewing this, and as we infer, they are going to bring this back. But like you said, the Vikings one stop stuff DeAndre Swift or let Caleb run around for just a little bit, get this down to the 2-minute warning. The Bears defense having issues with your run game. DJ Moore back out on the field? Is that what I just heard?
No way. Tough dude. That or Ben Johnson's a dictator.
What, he can't breathe and a rib's cracked? I don't care. We need a touchdown.
Listen, DJ, I will trade you to the Browns if you do not get on the field right now. It's either Caleb Williams or Shadur Sanders, Tex. You got to pick.
All right, DJ is not out there.
Yep.
But
opting for Shadur.
First and goal. 2 minutes and 5 seconds left to go in this fourth quarter. Let's see this goal line offense. Let's see this goal line defense. The Vikings front seven really dominating this game. Let's see if they can show up in a big way. Caleb goes under center in the single back formation. Motioning. Caleb fakes the pitch and wide open is Roma Doomsday in the back of the end zone. That's going to be a touchdown, making this a 3-point game.
Assuming they make the extra point, field goals have been a bit of an issue tonight for the Chicago Bears, but Ben Johnson does still have his fastball. Just a really well-designed play. Get the eyes everywhere but where the ball's going.
You get the fake end around, you get the fake toss, and then Roma Doomsday is just sitting pretty in the back of the end zone.
That is a hard play to cover. I don't know whose responsibility that was, maybe Pace's. But if you're biting hard downhill or worrying about Caleb Williams taking off up the middle himself, that is a really well-designed play.
And after 3 quarters of dragging our feet as Carlos Santos makes the extra point, officially making it a 3-point game, this fourth quarter has been exciting.
Indeed. It sometimes takes these young offenses a little bit of time to get rolling, and maybe the defensive sickos out there thought the first 3 quarters were exciting. It's turned into quite a football game. As I look at the numbers here, Jordan Mason a little bit more efficient than I thought. 63 yards on 12 carries. Aaron Jones not doing much, 23 for 8, but with that big 9-yard run on first down to set the touchdown drive up.
And that touchdown catch.
And the touchdown catch.
You can't really say who is actually having the better game. You might lean Jordan Mason, but Aaron Jones has been there making key plays.
Aaron Jones has been around the NFL for a long time, and he was the featured running back for the first time as a true number 1 and only option in 2024 for Minnesota. Had a very productive year statistically, but you could tell late in the year he was kind of slowing down. I think he appreciates not having to take these carries up the middle, letting Jordan Mason go head-to-head with a linebacker 10 times a game, letting him do the cute outside finesse stuff. No complaints there from Jones, I am sure. Do we see an onside kick? I don't think so.
They do have to announce it, and I've not heard them announce it. So it looks like it's going to be a regular kickoff. Probably going to take us to the 2-minute warning whenever it is fielded.
Yeah, Ben Johnson could be crafty and opt for the touchback on this one and make the Vikings run a play before the 2-minute warning. And
Santos
that is
kicks it off.
Exactly what he did. Oh, but the Vikings are taking it out.
Vikings. They are taking it out. He's at the 10. He's at the 15. He's at the 20. And he spins at the 25 and gets taken down finally at the 26 with 1:55 left to go. And that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning.
Clearly, Johnson hoping to force the touchback there. Minnesota opting instead to return and getting it back to roughly where the original touchback was last year at the 25-yard line. Will the Vikings be able to get a first down and end this game?
Why do they keep pushing that thing back? Is that the 20?
They're trying to get more returns.
Hmm.
And with the new kickoff, it's actually a lot safer, so they feel justified in doing it. I don't think anyone's popped a touchdown yet with the new rule system, but it is kind of fun.
Yeah, you almost had a little shadow. You almost had Chimere Dike return one in the Titans-Broncos game earlier. Have to do the shout. Have to do it.
How close is almost? Like getting nabbed by a kicker at the 50 or
He got to the
what?
25 before he was finally
Oh,
run out of bounds.
right. That's the longest one of the year, I'm sure.
Yeah, but that
Granted,
was
1 week in the season.
what blew was that was at the end of the first half with about 6 seconds left to go. So that all the Titans could do was get out there and kick a field goal. Because of course.
That's all you got to do, man.
All right, we got about 155 left in this game. The Vikings are going to look to really just run this clock out. The Bears can only really stop it once. So Bears not really in a great position here.
Colin Coward tweets out, "Can you win comeback player of the week from the first quarter until the fourth quarter? I nominate J.J. McCarthy."
There's no way you're bringing up a Colin Cowherd tweet.
I like Colin Coward, man.
I don't.
Colin Coward thinks a creative way I could aspire to. Like the going after Baker Mayfield over the commercials may be petty, but it is a wholly original line of discourse, which you really do not hear a lot in sports.
I do.
Like there are not many people in the industry like Coward.
I tune into his conversations with Joel Klatt every Wednesday about college football. I'll tune into that, but I don't know. My sports guys, I'll tune into Rich Eisen every now and then.
I enjoy Rich Eisen, but he's a bit too much of a half full glass type of guy for me. He never says anything negative unless it's really bad.
Right.
And there's something to be said for that. And he is a network man, an NFL network guy, so he's going to obviously try and be nice to the teams. I always think I'm getting a slanted angle from him. I still do watch him. He's one of my favorites too, but I raise my eyebrow from time to time. Like, really, is everything looking peachy, Rich?
I mean, he talks.
Does Mike McDaniel still have juice in Miami?
Yeah, I may be just talking it up because he consistently talks good about the Titans, which just plays into your point, really.
So he's delusional.
But we got the Vikings at the 26-yard line. JJ under center. You got to know that they're going to run Jordan Mason as much as they can. And that is what they do up the middle. And Jordan Mason has a little room, but is swallowed up at about the 29
A little less than we thought. A little less room than we thought. I thought he had that one. I really did. Savvy play, though, by the Bears linebacker.
Kevin McConnell waving his guy forward.
Bears have used their last time out.
Really, one first down and this game is all but over.
Mm-hmm. Big 2 plays for J.J. McCarthy, or can he hand the ball off effectively?
Needs to take some tips from Ryan Tannehill. Got to do it. Got to do it. Got to bring up the Titans. All right, we got 2nd and 7, ball at the 29-yard line. J.J. McCarthy under center. J.J. using a bit of a hard count. Handoff. Up the middle, Jordan Mason met at the line of scrimmage. The clock keeps ticking. That's a 3rd and 7.
If they hand this ball off again, the Bears are going to get it back with roughly 30 seconds, assuming they do not block the punt. If there is an area of weakness, I'll say it for the 3rd time this evening, in the Vikings defense, it is their cornerback room. They are susceptible to getting gouged in massive swaths deep downfield. So I would not be super confident they can hold up and keep Chicago out of field goal range for 30 seconds.
Are you handing
Does
off
that
the ball
make Kevin O'Connell?
Are you handing off the ball no matter what?
I was going to say, does that make KOC more likely to hand it off here? I don't know. I think you probably want to have some faith in your defense, but I think he just burned a timeout himself. I think he did, yeah.
He did.
It's right play.
Get the full extent of that play clock down to 1 minute and 2 seconds, which means he is most likely going to run this ball no matter what. You think JJ is in his ear? JJ was just talking to him in his ear saying, "Give me the ball, coach. I got you. I'll get this first down for you." We got 3rd and 7. JJ
From
under
his
center.
beliefs and just call his play.
JJ under center. Hands off to Jordan Mason. Going up the middle. Gets about 2 or 3 yards. It's going to bring up 4th down. Bears going to get this ball with around 16 seconds left to go, maybe. No timeouts. Oh, come on. No. We seem to have lost Isaiah at one of the most important times of this game. I will carry this. It'll be okay. His internet's been shaky all night. It's fine. It's fine. 16 seconds. Kevin O'Connell burns the timeout. It's fine. It's fine. It's just me and you. There we go. If you want to turn your camera off, if that'll help the connection, you can.
What an unfortunate time to have.
Hey, listen, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good, brother.
Bad internet.
If you can hear me, it's a while. It's back there a while. We got a punt. We got a punt from the Vikings. Clock ticking. And it is fielded with about 10 seconds left. Fielded at the Bears' 20-yard line. Let's see if Caleb Williams and the Bears can do what the Commanders did to them last season with a miracle Hail Mary. It's the worst time for this to happen. The worst time. It's been doing great all game. It's been doing great. And now we lagging. For why? For what? But we got 1st and 10. We got Caleb Williams. You got to know he's going to chuck this thing as far as he can chuck it, and we have officially lost him. We have officially lost him. That's fine. He might join the callback. He might not. That's completely fine. But I got you right now. I got you right here. I got you right now. Caleb Williams in the empty set. Play clock running down, and they're going to take a delay of game, it looks like. You back?
I think so. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I will not try the camera. I will accept my defeat.
It's all good, brother.
What were they trying to
shift? The Bears trying to put together this last-second drive, still committing penalties. The Bears with
127 yards. Oh, my goodness.
The Bears still, that's almost as much as the Titans yesterday.
It's almost as many passing yards as JJ has in this entire game. Rushing 2. I don't know if I agree with this call, but then again, they are on the 15-yard line, so you probably want some more guys back deep.
Absolutely, but we got Caleb in the shotgun, 15-yard line now, 5 seconds left to go. And they just pop it quick to Roma Doomsday, who tosses it back to DJ Moore. DJ Moore tosses it back, but taken down, and that's going to be the end of the game. The Minnesota Vikings down what was it, 17-6 in the
17-6. All hope gone. Offense looking inept. J.J. McCarthy already labeled a bust. What happens? 3 straight touchdowns, complete dominance of the Chicago Bears secondary, and Minnesota starts 1-0.
Minnesota 1-0, leading, I believe, them and the Packers now sit atop that division, with the Packers beating the Lions yesterday. JJ, as you said, with a very impressive fourth quarter. Through 3 quarters, it was question marks. What are we doing? How are we playing? Not seeing the field very well. I explained this. I think you were going to get a water, but not seeing the field well, underthrowing a lot of guys, not incredibly accurate, but something happened. A flip switched in the fourth quarter, and he became the best quarterback in the league, some would say.
Certainly became one of the best. Maybe not quite on the fourth quarter Josh Allen level, but man, that was a great performance from an otherwise struggling young quarterback. You have got to like the mental fortitude to be able to snap back like that from a terrible game. It was almost Tim Tebow-esque, except JJ was actually throwing spirals tonight. Really high level stuff. 4 total touchdowns if you count the pick six he threw. An impressive debut.
Hey, you got to count your losses sometimes. That's just how life works.
Exactly.
All right, but that's the
Uh,
end of the game.
it's the end of the game. I'm
Anything
not going to hang around.
you're not gonna hang
I've
around?
got to celebrate, and I got to make a TikTok.
All right,
I'm
brother. Hey,
afraid I
you
got to
go
get my
enjoy that. I
content going.
appreciate you for joining me. We made this sinking ship comparison. I won't make it again, but I truly appreciate you. This was Isaiah. He has a YouTube channel with his boy Tristan. They've been homies for a little bit now. ThiccManInc, if you want to plug whatever you want to plug.
Yeah, go follow me on X, man. It's the only account we cannot get any motion towards whatsoever, and I care about it because we bought the premium for it back before Elon became a full nut job, and then it auto renewed on us. So I'm out $100 trying to get some growth on that. Otherwise, though, self promotion aside, thank you for having me. Maybe next time we do this, we'll actually have some video set up so I can look at you and not keep stepping on all your calls. I do again apologize for that. But I'm going to go vigorously slander all of JJ McCarthy's haters. You enjoy the rest of your stream and the rest of your evening.
All right, enjoy your night, brother. All right, and that's it for me. I appreciate you if you tuned in. Check out the video that comes out every Wednesday. Check out Red Light Homies that comes out every Monday. There was an episode that came out today. Go check that out. I mightily appreciate it. It was a fun game. Very, very fun game. The Bears couldn't really get anything done outside the first quarter, and that was the complete opposite for the Vikings. So, fun game to watch. Again, I appreciate it. Go check out ThiccManInc. I apologize that I can't see any comments. I'm going to actually go check that now to see if anybody actually tuned into this. In the future, I will try to find a way to do that. Yeah, it looks like I'm just talking to myself, which is fine. That's fine. I appreciate it. If you watched the VOD, made it to here, appreciate it. I'm going to stop talking now, and I'm going to go to sleep. Y'all take care.